Goblet-get-it.
I've always been an athletic guy, but after turning 40, I noticed I was slowing down. I booked a free testosterone check with Revive Health and learned that low T doesn't just impact my performance in the bedroom. I've been following a custom treatment plan ever since, and today I'm feeling stronger and more confident than ever.
If you're ready to book your free T-check, text BOOST to 65555 or visit ReviveMensHealth.com to schedule your appointment. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies. Text help for help. Text stop to cancel. See privacy policy at ReviveMensHealth.com/privacy policy. For info on how opt-in info will be used and terms and conditions at ReviveMensHealth.com/terms of use for terms of short code service.
Steel, walk behind, zero turn, and stand-on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Granger who does the same. Granger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
It's Clean Car Month. Right now, get the Pro X1 Car Care Collection Wash Kit for just $19.99, exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. There was another contentious meeting at the White House between President Trump and a foreign leader, this time the president of South Africa. Linda Kenyon reports.
It started with niceties about expanding trade. Then President Trump surprised South African President Cyril Ramaphosa with a video designed to support claims of genocide against white farmers.
Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is, because this I've never seen.
President Ramaphosa stayed calm, but pushed back, saying the killing of white Afrikaners is not government policy.
This is precisely what we would also like to talk about.
He then turned the discussion back to trade and investment. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has accepted the Boeing 747 that Qatar offered to President Trump for use as Air Force One. It's valued at hundreds of millions of dollars, and it's raised constitutional and ethical questions as well as security concerns. A federal judge says the Trump administration has violated a court order on third country deportations by sending migrants on a possible flight to South Sudan. Tricia McLaughlin of the Department of Homeland Security says the 8 migrants were criminals.
No country on earth wanted to accept them because their crimes are so uniquely monstrous and barbaric. These heinous individuals have terrorized American streets for too long.
The Justice Department is moving to cancel settlements with Minneapolis and Louisville that called for them to overhaul their police departments after high-profile killings. Scott McFarland has that.
Louisville was accused of excessive force, including excessive use of neck restraints, police dogs, and tasers. Minneapolis has been under scrutiny from the feds ever since the murder of George Floyd.
The Justice Department had already decided not to enforce the settlements. A House panel met for several hours early this morning, but there's still no agreement on President Trump's budget plan. Torian Small reports.
It appears, and this is according to Chip Roy, the congressman from Texas, that they're still not all the way there yet. Chip Roy and other members of the Freedom Caucus are begging the speaker to consider pushing the timeline back a bit so more of these conversations could happen.
The vote was hoped to happen tomorrow. Parts of the South recovering from another night of severe storms and tornadoes. This man in Arkansas.
There was not any warning at all through the phone. Usually I get a phone message with beep on it. Happened so quick, nobody knew it.
On Wall Street, stocks have been off all day. The S&P 500 down more than 1.5%. The Dow Jones Industrials currently down 755 points. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance. Progressive can protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, RV, and more. In short, a lot of things. Bundle today at Progressive.com.
ICE agents raid a Kent business. That's one of the stories coming up. But first, from the Beacon Plumbing traffic desk, in Bellevue, the vehicle fire has been cleared from I-405 northbound, and your backup is clearing out nicely. Travel time, Bellevue to Everett, 35 minutes, typical for this time of day. And your backup's gone from an earlier crash on I-5 southbound at State Route 523 in Shoreline. Travel time, Everett to Seattle, 34 minutes, right on target. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. ICE agents have detained at least 16 people in a raid at a business in Kent. This woman says her partner was taken in the raid. She tells Se Habla Media through a translator.
Lastima mucho, duele mucho.
It hurts a lot. It's very painful. A lot of people, I know they're leaving behind small children. I saw one of the workers, who I know is a single mother with 2 little babies, and one of them was just born a month or 2 ago. What they're doing isn't fair.
Video shows people in handcuffs being loaded onto a bus by agents wearing masks. ICE says those detained used fake documents to get jobs. Pierce County detectives say 2 people found dead inside a burning Gig Harbor home last month had been shot, and Deputy Carly Capetto says the suspect knew the victims.
A 25-year-old male suspect was taken into custody for the death of his 64-year-old father and 31-year-old brother.
She says the SWAT team arrested the 25-year-old suspect yesterday. He's been booked on suspicion of murder and arson. The cold case of a missing toddler, Tika Lewis, is what prompted cops to dig in the backyard of a Tacoma home this week. Police confirming that today, and they say they found no evidence. They're hoping renewed public awareness about the case will generate more tips. Lewis disappeared from a bowling alley in 1999. A Thurston County school district is investigating claims of student sexual harassment. More from KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss.
A show of unity outside Tumwater Middle School. Dozens of kids protested against student-to-student sexual harassment that has allegedly taken place at their school.
It's like a huge problem.
The district says it's initiating a Title IX investigation, and in a statement added, "We are following all required procedures and prioritizing student well-being."
The Seattle Seahawks have signed Jalen Milroe to a 4-year rookie contract, leaving just 2 2025 draft picks yet to be signed.
What's up, 12s? Jalen Milroe here. We just made it official. I'm super excited to be a Seahawk. Let's go 12s, go Hawks.
The former Alabama quarterback was taken by the Seahawks in the 3rd round of this year's draft. The Seahawks start their organized team workouts next week. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly cloudy skies today with highs in the low 60s. It's 55 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome to the show. Happy Wednesday. Jake Skorheim here. Spike O'Neill there.
Hey, buddy. Is it Wednesday? I'm just trying to keep track of the days of the week.
Is it
Wednesday? It's Wednesday.
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
I thought yesterday was Wednesday.
I thought yesterday was Friday.
No.
I sure acted like it.
Yesterday was a great show. If anybody hasn't downloaded the podcast, they absolutely should. It's a lot of fun. People are loving it. A lot of stuff to talk about. Number one, I'm not in jury duty, which is nice.
I noticed you're sitting here.
You see that I'm present.
Yeah. And I know it was stressful for you.
I was mildly stressed.
You had pushed all your deferments.
Yes.
Right? You'd run it out of ways to say, not today.
Apparently, in Snohomish County, you can defer your jury duty service 3 times.
Right.
But not 4. And so when I called again to say, hey, no, I'm so busy.
I'm an important guy.
I got a sick kid or something like that.
Yeah.
They said, sorry, you gotta be there. So I did what I was required to do. I called last night after 5 p.m. I dialed the number that they gave me to dial, and they gave you instructions for the next morning.
Right.
Where to show up, when to show up.
Right.
Exactly. I gave my badge number, and there was just a recorded message, and it said, everybody who was supposed to come for jury duty today, tomorrow, and Friday, because it's a 3-day commitment to start, you're excused. You don't have to come. Hallelujah. Isn't that phenomenal?
there's no crime. We solved everything. No one is going on trial.
Or they just settled everything.
So everybody took a deal.
Everybody's took a deal. Yeah. Isn't that great?
So let me ask, do you know, what is this now? How much time does this buy you? When are you eligible again? Because you hit the holy grail.
Yeah, that was great.
Sorry, don't need you. Boom, by voicemail.
And the other 3 deferments, when I should have been serving over the last
all went to trial.
year, they probably all went to trial.
Right?
They're probably
lengthy,
still on trial.
Right.
Yeah, some local OJ type case.
Some guy dragging an ATM down the street, right?
Exactly.
Mayhem.
Yeah. No, so I got very, very lucky, which is fantastic.
That's awesome.
A lot of people said that you just ignore them, which I don't think it's your civic duty. You should do it if you have to.
Yeah, I mean, we all want to not be inconvenienced.
Sure.
And while it is a civic duty, and it's the cornerstone of our democracy, blah blah blah, law and order.
And it's my right to try to get out of it.
Sure, almost your obligation.
It's my obligation to try to get out of it.
You got a family to take care of.
You
got a city to entertain.
And I got a lot of. You're right about that.
Right.
Absolutely. This is my jury duty.
Right. Exactly.
And I'm happy to do it.
And we're judge,
I
jury,
will
and
do my duty. Jake does his duty.
Right.
Every day on this show. Jake and Spike doing our duty. We actually need the audience's help.
Okay.
I'm going to put this out there for the audience. This is a fun thing.
They're resourceful.
They are resourceful, and they got a lot of great ideas. People love them. We love you, which is why we're asking for your help, because we trust you, and I wouldn't ask for your help if I didn't respect you. So here's what we need you to do. Over on YouTube, you can go into the chat area, and you can submit little chat suggestions, or you can just talk with people, lifelong friends. People are falling in love. Lovers are being made over there, which is nice. Laura's gagging. They might. You guys never know.
Laura
have some
reads
people.
these more than we do. The thought of these people getting together and actually reproducing frightens.
No. I've seen some very attractive pics. People like the little picture of what they look like.
Okay.
They look like nice people. I can imagine them getting together. That'd
and
be
so
nice.
many people look like the photo that represents them on the internet.
I don't know how that all works. That's up to them. But I know that people are falling in love and they're becoming lovers. That's all that I know, allegedly. But here's what we need from people. So
consensually,
we play a lot of drops on the show. It's kind of a fun thing. For anybody that doesn't know what a drop is, you know what obviously Spike
I know what
knows
a drop is, but could you give an example for those that
So here's a drop. Here's a perfect example. You are doing a story like we're going to talk about the Washington State ferry system in just a little bit.
Yes.
And there's some news that just came out about it, which I found annoying. But how do I express that in a way that's like kind of another dimension that's fun and I don't have to be the one saying it? And so you might do something like this.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
So I might play something like that. That would be a drop. So I have that saved in my file folder here that I can play at any time. It's called Drop-Crazy Pills.
Okay.
You suggested this one. Like, what was the one that you thought of today that was just a fun drop?
Oh, I had several. I can't remember which one that I
This is
selected.
the Billy Madison one.
Oh, okay. It was when they were playing, they were playing Jeopardy, I think, or something like that, and somebody gave a bad answer.
Yep.
And the moderator just laid it out.
And this could be applied.
The moderator illustrated perfectly the point he was trying to make, and that's what these drops do for our conversations.
Yes.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
So we get
that should be played after every press conference this governor holds.
Exactly.
Everyone.
Dumber for having listened to you. We could play that a lot today.
A lot. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
It's succinct, it's quick, it's funny, it's to the point. They're
Paints
all great.
a picture for you.
So here's the thing that I would love from the audience, because you and I are bandwidth, you know? People are always saying they don't have bandwidth. So what I need from the audience is go over to YouTube. Not only can you watch the show there live, which is a lot of fun. It's a whole different dimension. You get to see our faces. You get to see what we look like. You get to see the Spike's great facial expressions. People are always talking about his facial expressions.
Is he okay? They often ask.
Is he okay? Is his left side of his face supposed to do that? No, he's fine.
Is that a natural color for him?
No, he looks great.
What's the air conditioning like that in that room? What's the temperature in that room?
No, people like you.
Is there a special red filter they ask?
You know what's funny? People say that they like you on video. It's a whole extra thing. They say, I actually like this guy more. And you're already very likable, but on video, you're even more likable, which is nice.
Who knew?
But you can go over to YouTube and in the chat section, comment and leave a comment. And if you have a funny drop, just tell us what it is, and we're going to compile those, and we'll pepper them in throughout the show tomorrow, and then you'll be able to. You might even hear yours, which will be. It's a whole extra dimension of fun for you. But you're also doing us a favor, because we can't possibly think of all these. We would have to have so much knowledge of pop culture and just general knowledge of everything anybody's ever seen or heard.
And we do.
We have a lot of it.
But there's so many of you out there that also have life experience.
Wisdom of the crowd.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely right.
And we'll be using these in perpetuity.
We're going to use them forever.
Right? Yeah.
And then you're part of the show. It's like we're asking you to help Laura produce the show. She's very busy. She's got 2 of us asking stuff of her all the time.
Yeah.
She somehow still manages to do it.
Did you get my dry cleaning, by the way? Thank you.
Absolutely not.
Of course you did. What?
So please help us out. YouTube.com, search KIRO News Radio, and then you'll be able to see the Jake and Spike Show live page. It's going to pop up. It's great.
Can I ask a quick sidebar?
Please.
I made a little joke there, but you were a producer for a long time before you were a host.
I was.
And I have worked with so many wonderful...
Were you ever a producer?
Never.
Never.
I jumped in on air.
You don't understand. You don't understand the hell we have to
I
cross
was going to say, we had a guy at one point. I worked with numerous wonderful producers over the course of my radio career.
Mm-hmm.
We had a guy who used to pick up dry cleaning for the host.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was nice of him. I thought it was pretty harsh of the.
Really?
Yes.
I think that's harsh.
To have a guy run personal errands for you, a producer of your radio show running personal errands.
You're getting paid. It's part of the job. It's not like there's a lot of people who pick up things.
So my question was,
if he agreed to do it.
When you were producing Dory Monson show,
Sure.
and I love Dory.
Sure.
I always will. Did you ever have to do the errand running?
Pick up dry cleaning?
Yeah.
Hell no, I never would have done that.
Thank you.
No, but if somebody wants to ask somebody to pick up their dry cleaning, if it helps them out, if it helps make your life easier, so you can get put a good show on,
yeah.
Then if they're willing to do it, if that's part of the thing,
that's the thing, yeah.
Yeah, and if you're paying them extra money, I'd be tipping a lot. I'd say like, hey, can you pick up my dry cleaning?
Yeah, and grab yourself a scone while you're out there.
Yeah,
right?
Get a scone.
Grab a coffee.
Grab one for me while you're doing it.
That's how it's supposed to work.
Would you send somebody to get a coffee for you? Would you ask for a coffee?
No.
You wouldn't?
It's, you remember the movie Working Girl?
Mm-hmm.
Melanie Griffith?
It's been a while.
Okay, but a great scene.
I know of it. She's a working.
Yeah.
Is she a prostitute?
No, well, she's white trash. I was trying to think of a nice way to put this. She's white trash, wrong side of the river, white trash.
It's not about prostitution?
No.
I assume working girl.
No, she got a job in an office and was so talented that she moved way up through the food chain despite the glass ceiling of her upbringing.
Is this where 9 to 5 comes from? The song 9 to 5?
No, that comes from it's called 9 to 5. That movie's called 9 to 5.
Are they prostitutes?
No. What kind of movies are you on?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I
bring it up because when she finally got a position, said, look, I don't expect you to go get me coffee unless you're going to get yourself coffee and you grab one from me.
Sure.
That's been my mantra.
Okay.
If you're going to go get one and you can grab one while you're out already doing something for yourself, by all means, that's a nice gesture.
Sure.
But I'm never going to send you to do stuff just for me.
Well, because you're a saint.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, you're nice.
I need one more miracle.
You're nicer than me. If I needed a coffee, I'd ask for it. Yeah. Anyway, Spike, I do need a coffee.
I'll go grab you one. I'll be happy to.
I'm joking.
How's your?
You would actually. You'd be very sweet about it. You'd be very nice.
Till the coffee machine broke.
Yeah, our coffee machines are always on the fritz here. I think it's serviced by. No, I was just going to say.
No, they're wonderful people.
They're wonderful people.
And they're working on it right now. So let's speak well of them.
Make any more prostitute jokes? Washington State Ferry. Can I play?
I was
this
trying
is going to have a drop.
This.
No, I want to get to it.
I know you're steaming.
There's a consternation that I'm having reading the story. It's different than constipation. It's a whole different, but it's kind of
like a different part of the body.
But it's kind of a similar feeling. You're just like, it makes me angry.
Kind of is.
It is a kind of the same thing. Listen to this. Washington State Ferry, and this is good news. It's good news, but it's also frustrating news. It's a busy travel season coming up. People know this. We've been talking about this. 45 million people they expect to be traveling over Memorial Day weekend. It's the busiest travel weekend of the year. 90% of people are going to be in their cars. So the Washington State Ferry System is going to be at its peak busyness. So what does Washington State Ferry System decide to do? They say, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to add 3 boats. Well, that's genius because they're always running it below boats, right?
It really is.
This is amazing. So I was very happy about this. Listen to this. It's, Fox 13 had this story. Washington State Ferry continues to prepare for a busy summer season with Memorial Day weekend traffic, yada, yada, yada. Peak travel times, 2025, will be supplemented by 3 added boats to the ferry system. This is amazing news.
It is, but I have to wonder.
What's the question that you ask?
Where'd you find 3 boats and where they been?
Spike, that's a great question. And I have an answer for you.
Okay.
Here it is.
Do I want to know?
I don't think you want to know, actually, but I'll tell it to you. Thanks to recent ongoing hiring and training, we are in a better position to staff 3 boats needed for this added service.
Try to understand this.
We're just going to staff more boats. So they have the boats. They're just sitting there waiting for people to work on them. That's the problem. Every time we did a news story about this forever, they would tell us, they'd say, Washington State Ferries is so crazy. We're down to 12 boats, sometimes 13 boats, 14 boats. We're running at 2/3 capacity. We should have 21 boats in the water.
Right.
But we don't have the boats.
They've
and
been
then
down
there's
to 17, 15 some days.
electric hybrid boats. And
Right.
it's going to be 15 years before they're, and there's a bid process coming in, and only 2 people bid on the boats, and they're not
Nobody
even going
wants
to
the
start
gig.
to be bid. And the whole conversation has been around boats. Like we don't have boats.
Right.
And now we have boats. We just don't have people for the boats.
That's what I'm finding out today is that there have been boats sitting at the dock.
There's boats just sitting in dry dock somewhere, just waiting to go in the water.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Doesn't that make you feel crazy?
I didn't realize it was just. I knew that we were low on staffing. I mean, sometimes there are.
Why are we low on staffing?
There are cancellations when
I
somebody.
know why we're low on staffing. But
When somebody calls in sick.
I know.
Literally, somebody calls in sick and they have to shut down a boat
They
run.
shut down a whole boat. Now, the reason for this is because during the pandemic, they fired a bunch of people who didn't want to take the vaccine, which was short-sighted and stupid.
I'm still a believer in that, but that's just me.
You're the only one.
I know. I'm on an island.
They have opened those jobs back up to a lot of people, and a lot of people in the Washington State, thousands of people were like excused from their jobs and welcome back, but not in the Washington State ferry system. I don't understand that. I wish, go to these people. They're fine. They're not going to get anyone sick. Bring them back. Offer to bring them
Most
back.
of them moved on, right? That was one of the problems when you
I think there's
got
like
rid of.
135 of them, I believe.
Right.
That's a.
But you got rid of ferry workers. You got rid of snowplow operators.
No,
you got rid of
135 in Washington State Ferry.
No, I'm saying, but you got rid of ferry workers, snowplow operators, all these different people.
Yeah.
Were sent home because they refused to abide by state law and take the vaccination to maintain being a state employee.
A state employee, yeah.
Those people just sit around home moping, griping about the.
No, I'm sure they moved on.
They
to
moved
other
on to
things.
other jobs.
Yeah.
So they can't fill these positions, and we've been understaffed at the ferries that's been 5 years now.
Why haven't they hired more people? That would be my question. Like if I'm the guy running Washington State Ferries, and I'm not, thank the Lord. But if I was, I would say, hey guys, I've been noticing, because they're hard to miss, because they're massive, we got 3 giant boats just sitting out there ready to go.
Yeah.
Why aren't those boats running?
As I drove past that 1.5 mile backup, waiting to get on a boat.
Yeah.
I thought to myself, aren't there boats? What's that over there at the other dock? Isn't that a boat?
I says to myself, is
that a boat?
Is that extra boats?
What? Why isn't that one? I ask myself.
Why isn't it running? And then they say this in this news release. They say there's a catch to adding these boats into service, that they won't be available if there's an emergency. Aren't we already in an emergency?
What do you mean? What kind of emergency?
Like
high winds, high seas, choppy waters? What kind of emergency? Hurricane, tornado?
Exactly. Or if a boat breaks down and they don't have enough boats running and then people get backed up. But aren't we already operating in kind of an emergency situation?
I think if you've got 17 out of 21 or 22 boats floating around, and I think we're definitely in an emergency situation.
Why didn't they online these boats faster? They just got them. Didn't that drive you nuts? Does it drive you nuts, honestly? It drives me nuts.
It really does. It does. So they've obviously brought on more staff, trained more rope throwers, or
they just hired more
waivers.
Listen, it's a union thing.
In.
They got to hire them. They got to bring them in. They got to train them. Great.
I don't mean to demean those who work on the ferry.
No, I know a guy for years who worked on the ferry system. Great job, great benefit, great pay, great retirement, everything fantastic. And which is why I don't understand why they can't person that job. Why they can't?
Why
get
can't they
people on that
staff
job.
these jobs?
Staff it. That's the word.
I mean, are we waiting on a soup ladler for the galley?
I don't understand.
Can't go. Can't put this boat in service. Nobody to serve chowder.
They're saying this like it's good news. The chowder, yeah, that would kill me. Actually.
I wouldn't get on a boat. I wouldn't get on a boat.
I don't understand this. Just hire the people. Hire them faster. Now they're hiring them.
Have they increased the rate of pay? Have they increased salaries? Have they lowered the standards?
I think they just did the math equation. They said, hey, you know what would fix this? We could just hire more people.
Yeah, but
for the jobs that we already have.
I'm assuming they've been trying to hire people.
I wouldn't assume that because they have 3 empty boats that aren't even running.
Yeah. If you've been trying, then you suck.
Yeah.
At this, and
you and I could hire faster.
We open phone lines right now. Want to work on a boat?
Yeah, we'll get you a
Want
job.
a ladled chowder?
Head on down to Edmonds.
Boats are waiting.
Get your bag. Get
right? Your sea bag.
Sea
pipe
bag.
like Popeye.
You're ready to go. There you go.
Right?
He's ready to
You're
go.
Going off
find
to sea,
somebody.
to faraway Kingston.
It's a good job.
It's a great gig, man.
It's a real good gig.
You can always see the shore.
You can always see it. You're out on the water every day. It's beautiful. You're dealing with the best kind of people. People on a ferry. Everyone has fun on a ferry boat. They love it.
Yeah.
Even if you're stuck in traffic, by the time you get on the boat, relief.
Yep.
You're happy. You're going upstairs. You're getting a snack. You're walking around. You're going to the bathroom. You're looking at that big weird map.
Though, you think it's a happy job if you're working on the boat? You get to enjoy. I mean, you got it.
They always look like they're smiling to me.
Yeah.
They always look like happy people. And I look at them. I smile at them. I raise, I show them my teeth.
Sure,
That's what a smile is. I show them my teeth. They show me their teeth. Everybody feels good. Everybody loves being on a boat. So why can't they get more people on these boats? Hire them.
What was the holdup and what was the breakthrough?
Great question.
That gave us staffing to put 3 more boats in the water that should have been in the water a year ago, 2 years ago.
That's a great question.
We've had this boat shortage for as long as I've been doing this.
Yeah. Great question. Really good question. We don't have the answers. We just have, these aren't even gripes. We're just confused, which is a theme on this show. We're confused.
There's a little bit of a gripe.
It's a gripe.
It's a little bit.
It's a little
but
gripe.
it's definitely confused.
A little gripe. All right. We got a lot coming up. Chris Sullivan's going to join us next. We're going to talk about, this is exciting. A train ran across I-90. Now, it did not go by itself.
Right.
And it was probably very confusing.
And do we know it made it to the other side?
I don't know if it made it to the other side.
That's the question I have.
It started now. It will arrive sometime after 2030. No, we don't know when it's going to get there, but people are excited about it.
There's news. There's news.
There's much, much to talk about. So Chris is going to join us next. If you're watching on YouTube, we're going to have some pictures for you to see what the progress is, and submit your drops to us so we can start gathering some of these and use them on the show. Lots of fun. Also, speaking of boats, we're going to talk to a guy later today who's about to set off on a round the world thing with him and he's a local guy. He listens to the show. Cool dude. So we like him already. But now he's going to go do this amazing thing. So we're going to talk to him on his boat. And he's got a Chihuahua with him. So we'll see how that's going to go.
Is that a kind of boat?
It's not a boat.
Okay.
It'll be a tiny one. But yeah, he's going to join us a little later in the show. So stick around for that. All right. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
A big story developing this morning.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
Get the latest live from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Huge impacts for Boeing and Boeing workers.
The office, the gym, anywhere.
Water, like taxes, goes all the way down to the bottom, so it'll either come out of the employee's paycheck or the lack of raise.
KIRO News Radio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Hey, homeowners, protect your biggest investment now with Integrity Roofing and Construction. Get ahead of the summer rush. Integrity, your family-owned, award-winning roofing and construction company, is ready to give your home the protection it deserves. Integrity offers complete in-house construction and design for all your projects. Integrity Roofing is known for top-notch service and on-site project management, making every process easy. Beat the summer rush and call Integrity today at 206-202-ROOF for a free estimate. And you can find them at integrityrc.com online, integrityrc.com.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Are you trying to buy a new home, or are you a local real estate agent seeking financing for a client? We're all tired of dealing with banks, credit unions, and endless guidelines. Wouldn't it be nice to go back in time when we had common sense lending? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital based in Bellevue. We are one of the largest local private portfolio lenders in Washington. We've helped thousands of home buyers and real estate investors reach their financial goals by leveraging the Legacy Common Sense borrowing platform. What that means is we lend our own money, we make our own decisions. If your deal makes sense, we'll get it done. Whether you're purchasing a new piece of real estate or refinancing an existing loan, bridge loans, construction, or regular home loan, it doesn't have to be as difficult as banks and lenders make it. If you're trying to grow wealth through real estate acquisition, come talk to the experts in private lending.
Call 425-635-4700 or LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital, your common sense lender. LegacyG.com.
Summer is on everyone's mind, and many of us ladies, well, you men too, would like to get rid of that extra stubborn fat and address those areas of loose skin like around the waistline, chin, and upper arms. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without getting the results you were hoping for. Introducing ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. ProSculpt is minimally invasive, performed while you're fully awake, and it's gentle yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate and permanent fat-reducing and skin tightening results, all in just one visit. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation, and for a limited time, get $250 off. Feel confident this summer with instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening that works for women and men too. ProSculpt.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
At Kia of Everett, we make the process of buying your new Kia as exciting as driving it home. The best drive you'll ever take is to Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. An increasing number of working Washington residents are struggling financially, even though they are technically above the federal poverty line. KIRO 7 TV's Madeline Audley has more on a new United Way report.
The U.S. federal poverty line for a family of 4 was $30,000 a year.
The federal poverty level is really outdated, so it doesn't account for geographical differences and costs of living in different areas.
In Washington, according to this United Way data, the basic survival budget for 2 adults and 2 kids without childcare was more than $83,000. In King County, it was more than $111,000, and add childcare in, it was more than $138,000.
Washington State officially has a new budget. Governor Bob Ferguson signing it into law. The nearly $78 billion spending plan includes $9 billion in new taxes over 4 years.
Am I excited about those revenues? Of course not. But we have to balance a budget that preserves core services, that makes investments in transportation. And when you've got a $16 billion shortfall that you inherit, that's going to be a challenge.
Republicans slammed the governor, saying he just approved the state's largest ever tax increase. Ferguson did veto about $25 million. President Trump is urging House Republicans to get his budget, a package of tax breaks and spending cuts, passed. But CBS's Torianne Small reports there is pushback from conservatives who want even more cuts to programs like Medicaid.
It appears, and this is according to Chip Roy, the congressman from Texas, that they're still not all
all the way there yet. Chip Roy and other members of the Freedom Caucus are begging the speaker to consider pushing the timeline back a bit so more of these conversations could happen.
President Trump today met with South Africa's president at the White House, and Trump alleged there has been genocide against white people in that country.
A lot of people are very concerned with regard to South Africa, and that's really the purpose of the meeting, and we'll see how that turns out. But we have many people that feel they're being persecuted.
The South African government strongly denies those claims. A federal judge wants to know what happened to 8 migrants who were deported to South Sudan. It's not clear exactly where the plane ended up.
State Department has a multitude of countries that they are working with.
That's acting ICE Director Todd Lyons. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 814 points. NASDAQ is off 288. From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk, you are a bit slow on State Route 7 through Parkland due to earlier issues, and you're slow on State Route 18 from the Tiger Mountain Summit up to I-90 due to construction. Other than that, no major blocking problems right now. Travel time, Bellevue to Everett, 35 minutes. That's typical for this time of day. Travel time Everett to Seattle, 34 minutes, right on target. The 520 bridge jams up a bit at Monk Lake, but the I-90 is clear. Traffic brought to you by Beacon Plumbing. For all your heating, electrical, septic, and mechanical needs, stop freaking call Beacon. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly cloudy today with highs in the low 60s. It's 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. Chris Sullivan, we're so excited to have him on. He's Mr. Traffic. He knows everything about traffic. He gets in fights with people in traffic. Welcome back to the show.
He lives traffic.
He's
taking it to the streets.
To be fair, I am traffic.
You are trafficked.
I am trafficked.
You are trafficked? Oh, not
no, I am. Just
okay.
Put that in Liam Neeson's voice, and it comes across a lot better. I am traffic.
He has certain skills.
He does have a set of skills.
A set of skills. He's acquired over a very very time.
Yeah, definitely.
Reading and watching traffic.
Which are a nightmare for people like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you guys want to talk about?
Good luck.
Yeah.
Just more bad news. What can you tell the city?
No, this is good. This is good news. We're excited about this. I saw this tweet. I'm going to read this tweet to you guys, and we're going to post the photo that they posted. There's a bunch of pictures we're going to post right now. You can watch on the YouTube page, youtube.com. Search KIRO News Radio. Jake and Spike Live is going to come up, and you guys can see this yourselves. But this was very exciting. Sound Transit posted this, and it was a picture of the I-90 bridge going across the water. There's no train
still
on
floating?
It
Is that
currently.
the good news?
It is still floating.
Right.
But there's no train running across it.
No.
And there has now been some news that they're not going to be running a train across it, at least this year. Is that right?
Well, that is correct. However, for the first time ever, there is an actual train, a Sound Transit train that went across the lake today. It happened. It happened. The first, the beginnings of testing, which is at the infancy of where you go before you can actually start running service.
Sure.
Which has been delayed again until trending early 2026, whatever that means.
Yeah.
But for the first time ever, they put a train on it. A bunch of people saw it today for about an hour and a half. It worked its way from Mercer Island over to Judkins Park, working westbound across the lake.
The train
just
worked
one train.
across?
No, one train. It was being towed.
Oh, okay.
Because they're in the process of doing clearance testing. Basically, you want to make sure that whatever happened at the Apple Cup going to Northgate doesn't happen with this train. And we could explain that history in a moment if you would like, if you forgot that debacle. But
the oopsie incident.
Yeah.
A quick side note, because you did just reference it. What did happen with that?
Okay, we call it the Apple Cut, because for a month, Sound Transit was running trains to Northgate when it first opened that October, and people kept hearing something was hitting the bottom of the train, but they never inspected it. So,
of course,
when it was loaded at its max, coming home from the Apple Cup from Husky Stadium, and it was as low as it could possibly be, the wires underneath the train that made it go were cut.
Oh.
Because someone forgot to cut off the bolts that are part of the tracks.
They didn't account for the incredible weight of all the people.
Exactly. And so for a month, the train was hitting this.
Oh, wow.
And then when it was maxed out, the guts got ripped out because they ran over this.
Sure.
So today's testing is clearance testing.
Nice.
To make sure that the train will not run into things like that again.
With an empty train.
That is true. I don't know how much they loaded it with on this.
And again,
this is
over water.
Right. Well, this is just today, day one of testing. I mean, there's months and months and months.
So what
of
you're
this.
saying is we know. Well, okay, it takes an empty train. Let's try it with.
Correct. They slowly load. They slowly load
Sound
as they
Transit,
go.
Their next tweet is going to be just like any heavy people in the area.
Yeah, it's not easy to test something that's never been done before. But a train was going across the lake. I bet a bunch of you listeners saw it today as it was working there. I mean, it's a positive sign because this is the first step in them actually making it across the lake and getting the service up and running. So kind of a big milestone, but again, I know it's being towed, but it's an important part of, they're not going to put it, go ahead.
So when you say it's being towed, is it being towed by like a semi-truck?
Yeah,
is it on that same track?
Yeah, there's a semi-cab that's actually on the rear end of it. That runs on the rails, and it was actually pushing it across the lake. It was in the eastbound tracks, and it was going westbound towards Judkins Park, but it was being towed or pushed, just like you would see a plane or something being towed out by one of those things.
Were any humans involved in that?
Oh, yeah, tons. I mean, there were like 15 people. We were talking about people standing around job sites last week or earlier this week. Yeah, there were like 15 people out there taking pictures and engineering, and I mean, they were walking along with it. That's how slow this was going. They were checking it at every point, going over different things. There was a bunch of engineers there.
Was there anybody out there like greasing the track, like with butter or something?
No. That I don't believe needs to be done.
That's a good job.
But no, so I mean, it was this is day one of testing.
Okay.
But again, a big thing for people to have seen a train go across there.
Oh, yeah.
That was supposed to happen 5 years ago.
So it was originally funded in 2008.
Correct.
And the original end date, trains running, everybody loving it.
Was supposed to be about 2000.
2020.
Correct. Yeah, sorry, 2020, not 2020. Wow. Boy,
part of
it. Go back in time.
Time machine. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, so 2020.
But here we are. We're
and
looking...
then it was supposed to be 2023, but they had to pull up all the tracks. I remember going out there
and why did
in 2019, I think it was, going out as watching them lay down the tracks. And we're like, oh, man, this is great. This is going to be open here soon.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out that the concrete plinths, the PLINTHS, plinths, that's basically what the rails rest on. The concrete went bad. It was bad concrete.
Got it.
So it couldn't stand up to the weight of the train or the tracks. So they had to rip them all up and start over.
We were talking before the show because I didn't know that piece of history. We were like, what is the delay on this thing? Was it supply issues? Was it?
And then you have that too with COVID.
Budget?
You come into that. And then we had a concrete strike in the middle of that. You probably forget.
I remember the concrete strike. It affected the West Seattle Bridge repair as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there was a bunch of different things that came together, but the primary one was they got bad concrete and they had to rip up all the tracks and start over.
Devastating.
Plus then the supply chain stuff that came out of COVID, plus, again, a concrete strike. Here we are.
Two final questions. Is budget going to be an issue? Because
when is budget ever an issue for Sound Transit? They can just take it out of us.
Take more money? Okay.
They can just take it out of us.
And
they're not hurting for money.
They got the right guy in charge.
As long as you're paying your tabs, which I know a lot of people aren't, but as long as you're paying your tabs in the Tri-County area, they're going to have plenty of money.
Is that where all that funding comes from? Is car registrations?
Yeah, well, from the tax, the
tab
vehicle
fees.
tab. Well, there's a Sound Transit portion for just in the Tri-County area that goes into, and that's where the money comes from. What they recover from the fare box usually just goes into maintenance and operations, and they're not collecting anywhere near what they need to on that. We talked about that.
Yeah.
It's just for them to throw parties. Last question, Chris.
So
and those pine tree fresheners that they put in all the trains. Which
so the money shouldn't be an issue, though they are way over budget. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, way over budget, years behind schedule. Yes. That's their motto. Last question for you. I heard that this 2026 announcement, the trending thing that we were talking about, actually wasn't supposed to get out. Is that true?
I don't think so. No, it came out during a Sound Transit board meeting.
I heard it was a leak. I heard somebody leaked it, and they weren't supposed to share it in that way.
Well, all I know is it came out during a Sound Transit board meeting, and then I noticed it on the Sound Transit website because I check from time to time on their latest guidelines on where we are in the schedule, and that was the first time it had changed from late 2025 to trending for early 2026.
Gotcha.
So I don't know if it was a leak or not, but that came out of a discussion at a public hearing from what I gather.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, hey, we're eagerly awaiting when that train makes a connection over to the east side.
It's basically
I hope
necessary.
I'm still alive and I don't die of old age before it happens.
This is essential for World Cup. This was built into the planning for getting this. This was supposed to be already running.
We have 30 seconds. Do you think they'll have it finished by World Cup?
What is that, June of next year? That's another year from now. I would say yes, but Sound Transit's track record tells me different. Track record, see what I did there?
You did there. Great.
But I mean, their history is not great. Their track record is not great. But I would say after seeing a train there today, that gives them, they've got to do all the load testing, all that stuff, plus training with the operators and things like that, make sure the stations are ready to go.
Is it possible, could they just line up a bunch of empty cars and then just push them across with whatever technology they were using today? It's a little outdated, but you can still move fans from the east side over into Seattle if they're going to be watching a game.
Well, if that's the case, why don't you get them some old 1900s push carts that we could all go over
one
the minor
like
cars.
you see in Bugs Bunny cartoons?
Now
we could just go over two at a time. Why not do that?
That would be charming. That would be very charming.
You get your workout in on your way to the game?
It's great.
Head on the World Cup. All right, that's Chris Sullivan. Thanks for coming in. We got a lot more. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Sean Curley Show.
They call him Reggie Smiley Wilson. How many years did you drive a Metro bus?
36 years.
You were the guy that had a smile sign. When people came on, you say smile, you do jokes.
That bus is reality. And everybody needs to know that, hey, man, my reality is no different from yours because I got to eat, I got to sleep, and I got to work. And I think we all want to do it a better way.
Watch the John Curley Show live on YouTube, weekdays 3 to 7, and download the KIRO Newsradio app.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Sharp Vision, Modern LASIK and Lens. Last November, I finally made a decision to do something, stop ignoring my eyesight. It had gotten worse over the years. I needed readers to look at anything. I was having trouble seeing road signs at night. And I just decided I was tired of living like that. So I went to the offices of Sharp Vision, Modern LASIK and Lens over in Bellevue, had a complete consultation, thorough eye exam, and they told me they had the beginnings of cataract. And I was a perfect candidate for a refractive lens exchange procedure. I had a lot of questions, a little anxious about the whole process. They put me at ease, had the same care team from start to finish. Went in, quick afternoon procedure, couple weeks of recovery, and I have, not kidding, the best vision of my life. I used to always have great eyes, 20/20 vision my entire life. Now I've got 20/10 vision, and I will never need readers again with refractive lens exchange, and I will never develop cataract. If it's time for you to take a look at what you're looking at, call Sharp Vision today at 425-451-2020. That's 425-451-2020, or online at sharp-vision.com. Sharp with an E-vision.com, official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
G. Scott here with former Seahawk Doug Baldwin. Tell us about Nourishing Champions.
We know the benefits for young people in sports, but we often don't think about the barriers. And one of those barriers is having proper nutrition. So Nourishing Champions, in partnership with Champions of Change and Safeway, is an effort to address those barriers so that our student athletes have what they need to excel both on the field and in the classroom.
High schools can apply for grants up to $25,000 from Nourishing Champions. Learn more at championsofchangefoundation.org/Nourishing Champions.
I always say, know where your food comes from. And for the best tasting food, choose locally fresh. Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. When you choose food from local family farmers like Wilcox, you support the local economy with jobs and promote environmental sustainability. Wilcox is committed to organic, humane practices that keep our hens healthy and help preserve the land. So, our family can keep on producing great eggs for another 100 years. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
This could be the oddest gift anyone's ever given me.
But I'll bet you use it.
When the time is right, I suppose.
That's the idea.
A plunger.
An Apollo plumbing plunger.
Free for me?
Actually, free to everyone we visit.
Because?
We believe some things you can do on your own.
And if this plunger can't fix it?
Apollo Plumbing will.
Just like that.
You call, we come. It's fixed.
Wouldn't you rather I just call?
You're welcome to.
Okay.
But for a simple backup,
something I can solve myself,
try your free plunger.
I'll admit it's kind of spiffy.
Apply a little pressure.
And if it still won't clear,
call Apollo Plumbing.
The ready right now plumbers.
Our big blue trucks come stocked full of fixes.
And a plunger wielding plumber.
A clean screen trained and trustworthy Apollo plumber.
They come in a jiffy.
Arriving when promised to put plumbing problems in your past.
And give me a free plunger.
That too.
You know, I kind of like this plunger.
I'm sure it'll come in handy.
Just like Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Do you notice sounds coming from your crawl space or attic, or possibly stale or foul odors in your home? This could be that rodents have gotten into your attic and crawl and have made it their home. They tear up the insulation to make nests to have babies. They contaminate it with their biological waste, which can be harmful to your health. And they ruin your home's energy blanket, costing you thousands of dollars a year. If you even think you may have a problem, call Insulation Northwest today, and we will come to your home as soon as tomorrow and perform a free, no-obligation inspection to determine what the problem is. This inspection normally costs $199, but it's yours free just for calling today. If we discover any problem with rodents in your home, we can get them out and keep them out and restore your home's protective insulation blanket back to brand new condition. Let Insulation Northwest give peace and comfort back to you and your family and save you thousands of dollars in energy savings. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. This week at Demetrio's Jazz Alley, 19-time Grammy winner Bella Flack teams up with harpmaster Edmar Castaneda and drumming legend Antonio Sanchez. Catch one of their 8 incredible shows Thursday, May 22nd through Sunday the 25th. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
There's a sink at the brink and a drain that's a pain.
Dayandnight.net.
Your old water heater, she's starting to peter.
Dayandnight.net.
Plumbing emergency? Don't feel trapped. Do the smart thing and get a second opinion. Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. I guarantee you, whether Day and Night is your first choice or smart second opinion, we'll work harder than anyone to earn your trust.
Dayandnight.net.
Oh my goodness, what a job we have. Hi everybody.
What's up? Welcome back.
I know, right? It's like a party in here, man.
So funny. I was watching this video over the break. So sweet. Oh my gosh, just like almost put me in tears watching it.
Them pulling that train across the tracks by hand.
Yeah, it's so sweet. It's so sweet to see how
our tax dollars. So they just throw it over the side of the bridge in the lake, right? Yeah. You should just throw the money over the side of the bridge.
Just these children. No, just kidding. No, I was watching. There's a video. We'll do this tomorrow. It's really sweet. They put together, the school put together this video of like 6th graders when they were about to finish, I guess, what is that? Start of elementary school? Or start of middle school.
Yeah.
Asking their future selves questions, and then the other half of the video is their future selves who are just graduating high school.
Yeah.
Answering those questions, and they're interviewing themselves over time.
Yeah.
And it's very, very sweet. But then it got us talking, what advice would we, if we could go back in time, what advice would we give?
I mean, sure, buy Microsoft, sure. Easy stuff like that's not important.
No. Well,
I mean, I guess it could. Don't sell shares to buy a sofa. You ever heard that guy's got like a $3 billion sofa? Sold 10 shares of Microsoft to buy a sofa, and that shares are worth $8 billion now or something like that from the original.
Those dum-dums who wanted to be the first person to ever buy a pizza with Bitcoin. 3 Bitcoins for a pizza. Now it's worth
that's $500,000
$200,000 or something crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll do that tomorrow. The video is so great.
It's moving.
It's truly moving. It's very, very moving. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. But we're just laughing, making really inappropriate jokes over the break, which we can't really make here.
Well, we should institute some content for folks who'd like to know who the real us are.
This is the real us.
That stuff we're saying off air. That's the real us.
There is a language component.
Yeah.
I don't like to say curse words a lot, but sometimes I'll call somebody a knucklehead.
Yeah.
Off air. I won't say it on the air. I mean, I just did.
Cotton-headed ninny muffin.
A cotton-headed ninny muffin.
How dare you?
Yep.
Right?
A nerve herder. That's another one people say. We have a lot of other stuff to get to. If you're watching on YouTube right now, it's a lot of fun. You can also comment. We're looking for drops for people to send us drops. I got a good one. You're Killing Me, Smalls, which is a really good one. Dawn suggested.
Brilliant.
That perfectly illustrates what a drop is. Because that could be used anytime you do a frustrating story, somebody does something stupid.
Right.
You're killing me, Smalls, but it's also instantly recognizable. Yep. And then you play the drop, and then somebody listening goes, hey, you know what? I also like The Sandlot.
Sure.
So now they're totally invested. It works on many different levels, and that's what we're looking for. So if you have any suggestions like that, that's great. All right. In the very, very short time that we have left, we do not have time to talk about Bill Belichick and his girlfriend getting engaged, but we will later in the show.
Yeah, I think we need the full hour of therapy to talk about this situation.
There's a lot of questions I have about it.
Seriously.
Is it a good idea for either of them? Who instituted it or who instigated it? All these things we'll talk about. But did you see this story? There's a 24-year-old. I believe this was this Ohio? Is this happening?
Yeah, Ohio.
In Ohio, 24-year-old guy was arrested because he was was from Venezuela. He comes into the country. He's placed with a family. He lies about his age, apparently, according to the story. Allegedly. Gets placed with a family who then become his legal guardians. They help him get a social security number, all these different things. And then because he's 17 years old, they put him in school. Listen to this. This is great. This is some audio from the court hearing when this guy was arrested because he's 24 years old. He has children of his own, according to the story, and he was just pretending to be a high schooler.
I really haven't heard anybody. That's why we're going to get you an attorney to assist you. That is your right. That's what we're going to be working on, okay?
He is, as he stated, not an American citizen. He is from Venezuela. He is in the country illegally. He is a 24-year-old posing as a 17-year-old and has falsified numerous documents in order to show that he is 17 rather than being actually 24 years old. He falsified documents in order to enroll in Perrysburg High School, to take advantage of a Perrysburg family's generosity by obtaining guardianship over him.
This is wild. Listen to this. According to a letter to parents, this is from this story from Cleveland19.com. School officials said that Anthony Labrador was arrested on felony charges, yada, yada, yada. The school said that he was living with two legal guardians who contacted the school after they received information that he was not a minor. They invited this guy to live in their house with their kids.
Yeah.
And can you imagine? And then they get contacted by somebody who claims that she is the mother of this guy's child. And she's like, by the way, he's not 17.
Right. He knows his way around,
According to the story, he's
parenthood. Yeah.
Exactly. He's going to school. He joins the sports teams. He starts dating the girls
in high school.
Yeah.
While he's a father.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of people who abuse this system of immigration, who lie about who they are, who misrepresent who they are, who take advantage of the foster parenting and the system.
Good nature of all
these the good nature of people applying for legal representation, blah 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 blah, all the different things available to people who are legally trying to become Americans. And guys like this, these are the ones they do. They taint the pool for everybody.
It would be a funny movie though. They should make a movie out of it.
It's kind of been done, hasn't it? No. This is a great.
This is the scary version.
This is
yeah. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Spike had a crazy thing happen to him this morning. You're not going to want to miss it. He's going to tell you about it next.
I learned a lesson about telling the truth.
There you go. All right. Is he an ageist? We'll find out next.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. So, Greg, not all tax resolution companies are the same. There are some that are definitely not local. There are others that don't quite know what they're doing even.
Well, I tell you, these ads that all of us hear, Fresh Start program, they make you feel like, hey, man, I can just easy peasy get my taxes written off. No. And I've had several clients actually come to me after going through that process, and they just get no response after a while. They're passed around from person to person. That doesn't happen at my firm.
You are familiar with the cases that come in. You're working on them.
I'm familiar with every case that comes into our office. And I know what's going on and have the ability to really advise our taxpayers very well on what to do.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. None Better Tax Resolution, from stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-838-6161. That's 800-838-6161. 800-838-6161.
Hey, are aches, injuries, or everyday pain slowing you down? Well, it is time to move better, feel stronger, and get back to doing what you love. IRG Physical and Hand Therapy is now accepting new patients, and no referral is needed. Their expert team offers personalized hands-on care to help you recover faster and stay pain-free longer. Shannon, what is it like to see new patients walk through your doors?
Rock, it's wonderful. You know why? It's because it's an opportunity for us at IRG to make a difference in someone's lives. It's so important that when people come in, they experience engagement, coaching, teaching. We build relationships with our patients, and we want to make it easy. We all know that healthcare has a lot of what I call minutia in it. We have a concierge call center. When you call, we're going to check your authorization, verification, certification, justification. We're going to find out everything we need to know about your insurance, and we're going to make it easy for you because we want you focusing on getting better.
And all you got to do is head over to irgpt.com to find the clinic nearest you. irgpt.com.
Time is running out to save during our preseason AC sale happening now at Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Don't miss your chance to save 10% on a new air conditioner, heat pump, or ductless system to keep your home cool all summer long. Join thousands of satisfied customers and put your trust in the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest year after year. Hurry and call Bob's for your free AC estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Now more than ever, you want to buy your next vehicle from a dealership you trust. For me, that's Carter Subaru. Ursula Reutin here. Right now, you can get the 2025 Crosstrek or the 2025 Forester with 3.9% APR for 48 months. Shop the Carter Subaru Advantage and enjoy valet parking at their Ballard dealership and at-home delivery across all locations.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 5/31/25. Steel, walk behind, zero turn, and stand-on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has now accepted a Boeing 747 from Qatar that has been offered to President Trump for use as Air Force One. That despite ethical and constitutional concerns.
My reading of the Constitution on the emolument seems that it's pretty clear that accepting a $400 million gift is far in excess what the Founding Fathers would have considered appropriate.
And analyst Jeff McCausland says there are security concerns.
You're going to probably have to take this airplane apart to make sure there's not the smallest bug somewhere in this aircraft where someone could eavesdrop on it. And then on top of that, then you've got to retrofit the aircraft for presidential use. It's not just your same old 747 with a couple extra bedrooms.
Trump has defended the gift as a way to save tax dollars. Another contentious meeting at the White House involving a foreign leader. This time, South Africa's president was defending his government from Trump's charges that white farmers there are being killed. Trump produced a video.
Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is, because this I've never seen.
CBS's Weijia Jiang.
The president was clearly prepared for the moment to unfold because that television set is typically not inside the Oval Office. So his staff brought it in and had the video ready to play in case this issue came up.
There is still no agreement on the president's budget plan, but a vote is now expected tonight in the House. A federal judge ruled today the administration violated orders on third country deportations by sending off another group of migrants, possibly to South Sudan. Legal analyst Lori Levinson.
This judge said they were clearly on notice, clearly did not follow the order, and therefore that's contempt of court. The punishment could range from imposing fines or putting in custody individual members of the administration.
A Texas bill that aims to clarify exceptions to one of the most restrictive abortion bans in the U.S. has cleared a key vote. It doesn't expand access or list specific medical exceptions. It only allows for an abortion to save the life of the mother. Michael Wallace reports retail giant Target is forecasting uncertainty ahead.
At the store or to your door, Target run and done.
The retailer says its sales fell 2.8% during the first quarter and warns its sales for the year will also fall below expectations. Target blames tariff uncertainty and backlash to its rollback of DEI programs, which prompted some black pastors to call for a boycott of Target.
On Wall Street at the closing bell, the Dow Jones Industrials were off 817 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We now know which cold case drew detectives to a backyard in Tacoma, but first from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. A mess in Seattle's University District where all eastbound lanes of Northeast 45th at 5th Avenue Northeast are being diverted into part of the westbound lanes. That's to get around a crash right there. 45th is backed up to Stoneway. No other major blocking problems right now, and your travel times are pretty good. Everett to Seattle, half an hour. Federal Way to Seattle, 22. Renton to Bellevue, 13. Traffic brought to you by Beacon Plumbing. For all your heating, electrical, septic, and mechanical needs, stop freaking, call Beacon.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. Police confirm it was the case of Tika Lewis, the toddler who disappeared from a bowling alley years ago that drew them to a backyard in Tacoma. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch reports.
In spite of taking bag after bag of evidence from this backyard after bringing in cadaver dogs and x-raying the ground, in the end, police say they found nothing of evidentiary value. Shelby Boyd with Tacoma Police says that is simply the nature of cold case investigations.
They get tips, they get information, they run them down. Some end in, a successful apprehension, and some end like today.
In Tacoma, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
In custody, a man suspected of fatally shooting his brother and father and setting their Gig Harbor home on fire last month. KIRO 7 TV's Samantha Lomibao says SWAT officers arrested the 25-year-old from a home where he'd been staying.
The homeowner tells me he had just gotten back from work when he saw all of his stuff shuffled around in every room.
Somebody come and somebody broke in my inside door.
The homeowner had no idea the SWAT team came to arrest the man living in his guest room for the past few months.
Justin Washington is supporting a multi-state lawsuit challenging President Trump's tariffs. A dozen states are asking a federal judge to halt the tariffs, arguing the president overstepped his authority. Governor Bob Ferguson says our state is providing evidence of the impact.
The illegal tariffs could cost Washington companies an estimated $18 to $21 billion. That's a statistic from the Washington Council on International Trade.
The U.S. Justice Department says the lawsuit should be dismissed, arguing states are only speculating on the economic impact of those tariffs. A military veteran from Pasco has been convicted of illegally having guns and ammo in a van near former President Obama's house in Washington, D.C. Taylor Toronto was also found guilty of making a hoax bomb threat to a government building in Maryland. Toronto was charged in the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol, his case erased by President Trump. A surprise immigration raid at a Kent factory ends with at least 16 workers detained.
As masked federal agents escorted the 9 men and 7 women, all of them handcuffed, to a waiting bus outside Eagle Beverages. A cell phone recorded a woman yelling to them in Spanish, "Don't say anything." ICE accuses the workers of using fraudulent documents to get hired. Se Habla Media reports community groups are now offering legal aid to those detained. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly cloudy skies today with highs in the low 60s. It's 58 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. Tons of stuff. Tons of stuff. You wouldn't believe. You guys saw the list in front of my face right now of all the things that we have to talk about that are so great, so entertaining. The audio, blow your mind. Stories that we have saved up, blow your mind. All the drops people are suggesting over at YouTube.
Nice choices.
Blow your mind.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe it. The responses we're getting. It's the best. It's the best. We really appreciate you guys. We really do. We love you all so much. Spike, you this morning sent a text. You're normally very on time. You're
I try.
punctual.
I try to make it a priority, I
got a
respect
tattoo.
you guys. Yeah.
Says I'm punctual.
I'm punctual.
Yep.
Yeah. I wish I knew how to spell it when I got the tattoo, though.
Yeah, that's a mistake. No regrets. But Spike this morning sent me a text, and he said, I'm going to read it to everyone here, a little behind-the-scenes action. But this is a text that Spike sent this morning. He says to me, I'm running 15 minutes behind schedule. I've got a horror story to tell you about at the post office.
USPS.
What happened to you this morning?
Understaffed, first off. Thanks very much, LaJoy. And Doge, massive cuts to the USPS workforce.
Okay,
but that's not who's at fault here.
Is that the reason?
That's
you had
not
a bad experience.
That's not the fault. Partially because I didn't give myself enough time. Usually the post office, I got a very friendly neighborhood USPS office. I know everybody that works in there. I've worked numerous times, been in that, using their services. They're efficient. They're cordial. They smile. You talk about the big smile on your face, right?
Yeah.
They smile at us. We smile at them. Boom.
Yeah.
I walk in, and there's only one person working. There's only one clerk. Right there, I'm saying, okay, I'm okay. And where the real responsibility here lies is I cut it too close.
Mm-hmm.
I allotted myself time for an efficient trip through the post office.
You didn't plan on them being slow.
I didn't plan on them being understaffed. I mean, usually there's 2, if not 3, clerks working at my branch of the post office. But then I get there and I walk in, okay, there's only one clerk, but there's nobody in line but me. One lady and I'm assuming grandson at the counter.
Could have been a very young boyfriend.
Could have been, but given
not.
Given the business they were conducting, I quickly surmised. I don't know. I'm assuming it was her grandson.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been
an old mom.
Could have been a May-December romance.
Sure.
For all I know.
Sure.
And I'm thinking, okay, I can. That's not. It's one person. I got plenty of time.
Mm-hmm. What time is it at this point?
It is probably 25 minutes. Now, 25 minutes after 9.
After 9. And we meet at 10. You still have to drive.
And I've usually got a 25 minute commute. So I'm okay. I'm okay. And I hear the words I dread. And I hear them in an old, squeaky, senior, experienced, mature voice. Change of address form, she asks for. Right? Change of address form. And there's what I'm assuming is her helpful grandson handing her the pen, putting it in her hand. And I'm sitting there looking like, oh no. I start looking at my watch. Oh, okay. And they go through and the one representative who's working sees me there, sees me checking the watch, not looking at an empty wrist. That's how theatrical I've become.
Oh, I've seen it.
Looking at my empty wrist and my wrist.
If you're watching YouTube right now, you can see Spike reenacting looking at his empty wrist. You got a nice gold band on there.
Thank you very much. I should have traded it for her spot in line. Anyway, very efficient process. The representative easily handles the change of address form and realizes that I'm kind of in a hurry. So, politely and efficiently shepherds her through her process.
Nice.
So I get up there, boom, no problem. It's me and the rep. And I'm like, okay, I want to mail this package to my aunt in Phoenix, my wife's aunt by marriage in Phoenix.
Good golly, what a saint.
Right, and she's
cookies or something, right? Probably some letters of love.
Letters of love. No, here's what happened. And let's backtrack a day. I get a text from my cell phone carrier. Won't out them, okay? Because it could be any cell phone carrier. I'm sure all of them have these same.
One of the big 3, but yeah.
Maybe there's a ballpark named after them. I'm just saying.
Got it.
Right?
Yeah. No, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So I get this text. You've qualified for a free phone line.
Sweet.
To add to my plan, right? I'm like, great. And I remember that my wife saying to me over the holidays, your aunt has got one of those pay-as-you-go monthly phones. that she every month has to go out and re-up the minutes on this phone. And sometimes we can't get a hold of her because her minutes have expired.
She's running around with a burner phone?
Right. I don't want to know what kind of life she's living. Anyway, I get this opportunity I say, you know what? And we talked about it last fall. And often they offer these free additional phone lines at no charge in perpetuity.
Yeah.
Right? Free phone line. And I know that I got an old iPhone sitting in my house. And I said, I said, truly unpleasant, Mrs. O'Neill, this is a good time to activate that phone and send it down the.
You came up with that idea?
Yeah.
For your wife's aunt?
Yes.
Man, that's points.
Right.
With your wife, that's serious points.
That's serious points. Oh,
Yeah.
she wants to be thought of. She doesn't want to be forgotten down there. She lives by herself down there. All of her brothers and sisters, aunts, and all the others, they've passed.
Listen,
right?
Time catches up with us all.
Catches up to us all. So I get in there and I go to my carrier. I said, great. And I said, so let me ask something. I got a 12 that I'm going to send down to the desert, and
you had an extra 12 just laying around.
Yeah, we upgraded my kid for Christmas present, new phone.
Sure,
boom.
Sure.
Got this perfectly functioning good iPhone 12, and I said to the kid, so how much would it be if I wanted to trade this in and get the aunt a newer phone? Because I don't know what my kid might have dropped it in the fish tank for all I know, and I don't want to
get her a newer phone.
Yeah, I don't want.
She couldn't work an iPhone 1.
But I don't want to send her a phone that's going to crap out on her in a couple months because my kid. I'm just trying to be. I want it to be reliable for the auntie.
Sure.
And we haven't got to the problem yet. Okay, that's how bad my stories get. Kid says it's about $30 a month if you trade it in. Boom, over a couple of years. I'm like, okay, and I call the aunt and I say, hey, let me tell you something. They got the free phone line. I'm going to put you on our plan. I'm going to get you off that burner phone. So, you'll always have a phone line, and you'll be part of my plan every month.
Did she start crying, tears of joy?
You could hear it in her voice.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Super emotional.
That's so sweet of you.
It is really nice, actually, because she's feeling taken care of, and she's feeling thought of.
Thought of, yeah.
And for these little birds, that's all they want to feel. They just send them a letter.
Right, we're going to sleep easier that we know that she's got a reliable phone in her hand. Should something happen, God forbid.
Nice.
So I said, I can send you this one for, the 12's fine, works fine. I said, or if we want to get a newer phone, it's like $30 a month. You can just send me the money, $30 a month. And I'll pay the phone bill every month, and you just send me the money for 2 years. It's $30 a month. Turns out that's not the case. If you get a new phone, it's a bring your own device promotion. If I get a new phone, I lose the free line. So now the $30 a month is, $55 a month because I got to pay for the phone line. I'm thinking that's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I want the free phone line.
I thought you loved this lady.
I love this lady, but
she's not worth $50 a month.
Here's what I figured. I did some ciphering on my own.
Just kidding. And you're being very nice. You're being very nice.
So, and I'm dragging the story. It's a free phone. So I go to the Apple store and I say, look, I want to just flat out buy the phone because it's a bring your own device. If I bring a new device, and she can sleep easy in the desert. I can sleep easy knowing she's got a reliable phone.
Sure.
So that's what I'm going to do. So I buy her a new phone.
You bought her a new phone?
Bought a new phone.
What version?
The 16.
You bought her a brand new 16? You just pay cash for it?
Yeah, not a Pro Max. I get her the big one, the
it's
Plus.
It's still going to be what, $1,200?
No. That's good thinking, but no, it's only down to $900. $900. But it can put AppleCare on it, right? So she's insured through it. Bada boom, bada bing.
Well, her phone is insured.
Her phone's insured.
Gotcha. Okay.
No matter what happens, she drops it in the toilet. It's fine. I get her a new phone. Boom. So, okay, great. We'll do that. And I do that. I go there. I take it to the phone store. It's my brand new device. Add it to my line. Here's the new phone number. Boom. And, put in my contact and Melissa's contact. Send it down to the aunt. Right, there you go. You're part of my phone family right now.
Let me ask you a quick question before you go any further. Sure. Can you tell me her age? You don't have to tell me her name. In my head, her name is like Aunt Flo or something. But what's her age?
She's pushing 80.
She's pushing 80. Yeah, okay, so you're worried about technology problems.
Well,
you're trying to make it as simple as possible for her.
Well, not so much simple, but reliable. Reliable as possible. I don't want to send her a phone that may peter out in a month or two.
Okay.
It's a 12. It's 4 or 5 years old. The battery, battery life things.
So you got her 16.
Got her 16. Ready to go. Connected. Boom. It's already got a phone number to it. It's got my contact in it. Boom. Go to the post office this morning. I'm standing in line behind the 80-year-old with the address change. That process goes fine to get her out the door. I want to mail this. Boom. Okay. Now I could just sit there and say, no, there's no dangerous products in this box.
Oh, because it's got a battery.
That's right.
Oh boy.
And I do the right thing. I tell the truth. It's got a battery in it. And my very helpful representative says to me, is it a new phone or is it a used phone? Because if it's a new phone, we can send it priority mail through the air. She can have it in a day or two, right? I said, well, it's new. Okay, but starts typing away. Boom, 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 boom. I'll type it in. Meanwhile, there's a guy behind me in line now. Okay, and I'm up there, and I'm saying, okay, new phone, boom, boom, boom. And she's typing away and looks at the address. I confirm the address. I said, well, it's new, but it's been activated. And I added, I said, I tell her what I'm doing. She said, oh, well, so is it used? She said, no, it's brand new. She goes, yeah, but the box has been opened.
But you drove it off the lot. So it's used now.
Well, that's the security thing.
Okay.
If it's a new phone in a sealed container.
And now the guy behind you is feeling about you the way that you felt about that old lady with the change of address.
Now there's two people behind me.
Yikes.
So she's got to start over because now it's a used phone and it can't go through the air. It's got to go ground transportation because I could be an evildoer.
Yeah, you could be a terrorist.
I could. I don't want to use the T word, but that's how they
you
look
could
at
be. Some people think that. Some people watch YouTube and they go, "Is this
look at this beard."
I don't know if I want to watch the show.
Right? Al's the name. Al Qaeda. Nice to meet you. So we got to start over. She got, I got to start over because it's a used phone. I'm like, well, it's brand new, but it's been open, so we can't send it air. We got to send it ground, and it won't get there for 4 business days.
No good deed, dude.
I'm like, okay, great.
You shouldn't have told her. You shouldn't have told her it was brand new. You should have just said brand new, maintained it.
Right, but I didn't want to do that. I'm doing the right thing. And she's typing out. I said, well, I want to insure it. She goes, oh, you want to? Because don't they always say, don't you want to add additional insurance? They're trying to upsell me all the time. I said, well, yeah, I want to. I said, I want to insure it because it's a brand new phone, you know.
She says brand new. She says, I thought you said it was used.
Well, we went through that again. We danced that dance again.
It's like an Abbott and Costello thing.
Well, now I want insurance. Well, I got to start over. She has to peel the hazmat label off the box because it's a hazard. It's a lithium battery. She adds in the cost of insurance. Blah 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 blah. And has to go and get another sticker, which is the exact same sticker she just peeled off. You know. Meanwhile, there's 4 people behind me in line now. 3, now 4.
You're a bottleneck.
I am a bottleneck. I'm the worst. I am a broke down carny. I'm doing 45 in the HOV lane at this point.
You're a left lane camper.
I am a camper.
Everyone hates you.
I can smell the stink eye behind me. I can feel on the back of my neck. She types up a new, and she's being pleasant. And I'm thinking to myself, I should have just said it was a new phone. I didn't want to say this.
You could have driven it down to your aunt.
That's what I'm thinking.
Where's she live again?
Down in Phoenix.
Down in Phoenix.
Right?
Yeah, it's lovely down there this time of year too.
Short story long. It's in the mail.
She got it?
It won't get there till Tuesday because it's a holiday weekend. Now it's got to go by mule. It's got to be, muled through the desert.
Yep.
And Monday's a holiday.
Oh, yeah, with traffic.
Right?
She's not going to have it till Wednesday, Thursday.
I'm lucky if she'll get it by 2026. I bet she gets the phone by the same time light rail makes its way across the lake.
2 things I would take away from the story.
Yeah.
1, you're a very sweet guy to do this.
That's kind of.
2, you made a huge mistake in the phone that you picked for her.
Why?
She's not going to be able to work at 16. She's 80 years old.
It's very.
Should have gotten her a doodle bug. Have you ever seen those? It's the phones that are just like they have really big numbers.
She ain't that old.
I'm almost using a doodle bug. I guarantee you that you would benefit from it. It takes away confusion, and that's the whole thing. You want to take away the confusion. There's all these things you can do with these new phones. It's unbelievable. It's a real pain in the butt. You can swipe everything. You can look at everything. There's 15 cameras on the back. She doesn't know which side is the phone. She doesn't know how to make a phone call on it.
Well,
You've given this woman a massive headache.
No. Here's what I have. I know. You're right.
It's a massive headache. You should have gotten her a doodle bug.
No.
A wall phone. She's not going anywhere. She knows how to work a wall phone. And it's going to keep her in the house, which you want, because she's too old to be walking around out there in public. She can hurt herself. She's going to feel really confident now. She's going to go on hikes. Now you're at fault for breaking her knee or something.
Her hip.
And when these old people hurt themselves, when they break their bones.
You know what happens.
You know what happens.
Oh, that's hard. What have I done? I was trying to be nice. I had
no good deeds.
I had the best of intentions.
Of course you did. And you mean well. And did your wife at least pay you the nice respect of saying you took care of my aunt?
Very, very much so. I'm getting a lot of grace at home.
That's
and from down in the desert.
Yeah.
She's just over the moon that we cared enough.
Oh, it means the world. My grandma, she used to, I could call her 25 times. Wouldn't matter.
Right.
Physically, they need something to show that you love them. So I would send a written note. She would always say, you send one written note, lasts me for 5 years with my grandma. Oh, Jake sends written notes. It's the sweetest thing. He wrote his name down.
You took the time.
Yep. I called her. I would call her all the time, and she'd say, oh, it's nice to talk to you, yada, yada. Always too busy to talk to me. Mm-hmm. She's a very social old lady. She's no longer with us. Rest in peace. But she's a very old lady.
Yeah.
Very nice. I loved her. She's my grandma. And so I'd call her, and I would think, like, oh, this is really nice. This is going to make an impact on her life. And every time she got a phone, she'd be like, well, feel free to write me a note sometime. And I'd say, Grandma, I'm calling you right now.
Yeah,
I'm talking with you.
We're sharing a conversation.
Yeah, and she goes, It's all right, but a note.
Because they pull that letter out when they're all by themselves.
She would pull it out. She'd read it to
again.
me.
I know, right? Yeah.
It's the sweetest thing. I carry it with me.
Yep.
She'd say, my baby boy, I carry this note with me all the time.
The sweetest. You know what I didn't put in the box today?
Did you put a written note?
Nope.
She would have looked right past the phone for a written note. She would have been like, Spike.
I didn't do that.
Oh, Spikey.
I did put in a charger. Like not just the charger that comes with the phone.
Well, yeah, she needs a charger. She's not going to know how to charge that thing.
I put a case on it, right? I bought a nice case, put a nice case on it so she don't drop it on the floor day one and break it.
Sure,
Boom, right?
Sure.
Got one of those chargers you can just lay the phone on top of the charger and it charges, right?
You are
right?
ridiculous.
That's what
she's not going to know how to charge a phone by setting it down.
No. Just say that. I will have a phone. I'll write her a note.
I guarantee you should write her a note explaining it. Draw pictures.
Here's how you turn it on.
Yes, I guarantee you.
You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I just thought of this. This, and you've inspired me. Not only am I going to write her a note today, which will get there before the phone.
Sure.
Because it can go by air.
Yep.
Because there's no battery on the note.
Priority mail.
Right. But then I'm going to say you should go down to the Apple store in your neighborhood because they have free classes.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And they can teach you what teach you what it can do, teach you how to operate it, answer any questions. That's what I'm going to do.
You should do that.
Yeah, I'll book her an appointment at the Apple store.
Do you think that you were an ageist for judging the lady in front of you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. First thing I thought, oh my God, she's going to die in line right in front of me and I'll witness this.
Yep.
That's how long this is going to take.
Yep.
But no.
And
then I was more trouble than she was.
People are thinking that I'm being an ageist for assuming that your 80-year-old wife's aunt is not going to be able to work the phone. I'm only saying that from practical knowledge that I also, who's much, much younger than that age.
Yeah.
I'm already seeing the technology is surpassing.
Oh, I'm a clueless.
I have no interest in it.
I need a 12-year-old to teach me what to do on the phone.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So for an 80-year-old, I just don't know if that's the best thing.
Can you a second of backstory before we run out of time?
Yeah.
This aunt that
we are
love.
out of time.
This aunt that we love.
Yeah.
This one Frank Sinatra hit on.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, so she's a looker.
She in her day.
In her day.
Yes, in her day.
I love Frank Sinatra.
She was a flight attendant for decades. One of the first.
Was there a story with her? What did Frank Sinatra do with her?
Invited her to his place in Palm Springs. I've told you that story. This is her. This is why we love her.
All right.
She's used to having men bend over backwards.
Right.
For her.
She's what they call a gem. She's a gem.
She's a gem.
She's a gem.
She's a dime.
Yep.
That's what she is. Good
back when you had to have a certain physical appearance to be a stewardess. She was a stewardess.
Yeah.
Not a flight attendant. She took pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looked good.
She got all her old uniforms. You bet she did.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
We love her.
But she's 80 now?
80 now.
All right, I'm not interested anymore.
I don't know, man.
Just kidding. She sounds like a real...
she's a peach.
She sounds like a sweet lady.
She's a great
very sweet lady.
We love her, man.
And I hope her new phone goes great. But if
Me
not,
too.
get her doodle bug. We have a lot more coming up. What do we have coming up next? What do we have coming up next? Tons of stuff to get to.
I don't know either.
Oh, this is really great. No, this is really cool. There's a very famous band. They were huge a couple years ago, but they're still very famous.
Yeah.
They're doing what I think is probably the smartest promotional thing that they could be doing. They have a new album coming out.
Okay.
But they are, I don't want to ruin it because it's really fun. And you're going to love it when you hear it.
They're going to gain promotional for their new album?
They're going to get a lot of good...
Are they going to Europe and bad-mouthing the president? Because that gets a lot of press.
Nope, that's not it.
Okay.
This is even cooler.
Cool.
This is even cooler. And this band loves America. You can tell it's in their name.
Okay.
We got a lot more coming up, so we'll play you that next. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
KIRO Newsradio, winners of 3 2025 Regional Edward R. Murrow Awards, including Overall Excellence.
KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey live in Linwood.
Bunch of tall trees in a wooded area just off of Alderwood Mall Parkway.
And we thank you.
We are the Northwest leading news station because of you, inspiring us every day to deliver the local news and stories you care about.
KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
Hartley and Brent Wilcox talking about Wilcox Family Farms.
Dad, I've really enjoyed all the community events we've been doing. One question I get asked a lot is, how long has our family had the farm? When I tell them since 1909, they're surprised. Why do you think that is?
I imagine it's because that's a long time, and many farms have been bought by big corporations that put profits first.
Growing up on the farm, I feel like we put people and the well-being of our hens first.
We do, and as you know, free-range and mobile pasture hens have organic soil to forage and do what they naturally would do. This takes more time and money, but it's the right thing to do. It's better for the hens and makes for great tasting eggs.
I agree. Here is Mike to tell you where you can find locally fresh Wilcox Family Farms eggs.
For fresh, local, pasture-raised, omega-3, hard-boiled, and other fresh eggs, choose Wilcox Family Farms. Look for Wilcox eggs at Town and Country Markets, Fred Meyer, and Amazon Fresh. Wilcox Family Farms.
Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens has given me back clear vision. The process was simple and easy. I scheduled my free consultation and discovered I was at the early stage of cataracts and a perfect candidate for RLE. They restored clarity and brightness to my vision like when I was in my 20s, and I'll never need readers again and never develop cataracts. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens are taking RLE surgery to the next level. Call them now at 425-451-2020 or go online to sharp-vision.com, official eye care provider of Sounders FC.
Hi, I'm Keith Dashafee, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. We're celebrating 100 years of Pella excellence with an offer as strong as our legacy. Get $100 off every window, $100 off every door, and enjoy 100 days with no interest and no payments. It's our way of saying thank you for letting us be a part of your homes for a century. Visit PellaPNW.com to schedule your free consultation today. Pella, 100 years strong.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
And 62225. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Are you worried about economic conditions, tariffs, and inflation? Are you tired of trying to time the stock market? Maybe it's time to take a little risk off the table given current market volatility. For stability, there's no better option than Legacy Group's Northwest Fund, a fixed return of 9%. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. We've been running local real estate investment funds for over 18 years with zero investor losses, averaging double-digit returns since inception, and we also accept IRAs. Over 1,000 local investors have invested over $250 million in our Legacy family of funds. Feeling uneasy? Don't gamble your hard-earned money or risk your retirement. Legacy Group's Northwest Fund, returning 9%, has limited openings for new investors right now.
Call 425-635-4700 or visit LegacyG.com. That's LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Legacy investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-859-6688. 800-859-6688. 800-859-6688.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This week at Demetrio's Jazz Alley, 19-time Grammy winner Bella Flack teams up with harpmaster Edmar Castaneda and drumming legend Antonio Sanchez. Catch one of their 8 incredible shows Thursday, May 22nd through Sunday the 25th. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. The man accused of firing an assault rifle at deputies in Thurston County could soon be extradited back to Washington state. Damian Madison appeared in a Nevada courtroom this week after being arrested south of Las Vegas. We get more from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
It's the moment FBI agents and local police handcuffed Damian Madison along a Nevada highway, then arrested his mother, who police say was driving the getaway car.
Jackpot is in custody. You can start working on the driver. Copy, we got her coming out now.
Thurston deputies say 27-year-old Madison fired an AR-15 at them 15 times. His 20-year-old fiancée was arrested for helping him escape. Monday, a Nevada judge gave Washington State 30 days to extradite Madison. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Military veteran from Pasco was convicted this week of illegally having guns and ammunition in his van near former President Obama's house in Washington, D.C. Judge also found Taylor Toronto guilty of making a hoax threat to bomb a government building in Maryland. He was one of the people whose Capitol riot case was erased by a presidential proclamation. Now to the closing bell reports, and retail giant Target now warning of more trouble ahead after a first quarter sales drop. Company says sales fell more than expected as shoppers pulled back on spending. CBS business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
The company cut its full year's sales outlook, citing consumer discretionary spending could come under pressure as the economy absorbs tariffs.
Target also cited backlash to its rollback of some DEI programs. Meanwhile, Governor Bob Ferguson has filed a legal briefing talking about the impact of tariffs on Washington. Governor says his amicus brief supports a multi-state lawsuit, seeks to halt President Trump's sweeping tariffs.
And let's just be clear. These tariffs amount to a tax on Washington families. They will raise prices on everything from homes and electricity to coffee and children's toys.
Dozen states are challenging the president's tariffs, arguing he overstepped his authority. Lawyers for the administration argue that case should be dismissed, saying states are simply speculating about economic harm. Rough day on Wall Street today. The Dow lost 816 points, NASDAQ down 270, S&P also off 96 points. Now to the Beacon Plumbing traffic desk, and we start on 405 southbound at SR 527. Collision blocking both general purpose lanes. This is leaving only the toll lane open for traffic. This is right at Canyon Park, causing a bit of a backup right there. You'll also find some brake lights on westbound I-90 approaching North Bend. This is due to road work. Looking at the rest of the map, travel times right about average. Bellevue to Renton right now about a 30-minute drive, a little thick around that I-90 interchange. Tacoma to Olympia wide open, so is the Valley Freeway. Linwood to Seattle taking you about 35 minutes, and Lake Bridge is in very good shape right now. For all of your heating, electrical, septic, and mechanical needs, stop freaking and call Beacon. Forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Right now we're looking at mix of clouds and sunshine, but we are staying dry. Temperatures today in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, some morning showers, and then by Friday, upper 60s. The weekend, we are into the 70s. Right now, 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granello, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, I think this is a brilliant piece of viral marketing. I think this is so smart. Do you know a band called the All-American Rejects, Spike?
Micon, sure.
Yes. These guys were really big when I was in high school. That was they had a bunch of famous hits, I want to say, in the late 90s, early 2000s would be my guess.
A little later, yeah, 2000s.
Early 2000s. Laura, when were these people famous? Do we know? Do you know of them? Do you know who they are?
Oh, I know of them, yeah. They formed in 1999.
There you go, 1999.
Yeah, they formed, didn't have their hits till when?
I graduated in the early 2000s from high school, so these guys would have been right there. They had a bunch of songs. Anyway, 2008, they had a big hit in 2008, Gives You Hell. There you go. All right, so they have a new album out, and a lot of people go on tour when you have new albums, and you book venues, and you go into towns, and you
do.
Sharing new music.
That's how you promote.
But what these guys are doing, listen to this. They're going on a house party tour where you can sign up. There's a link on their Instagram page where you can sign up and have them, if you have a party that's coming up, they will just show up and play it.
Really?
Like, this is actually a pretty famous band. They actually have some real hits under their belt, And I'm not sure if there's a cost. I don't think so. I think it's just like they're going to film it and probably use it for promotional purposes. They've done 5 of them so far. I think we have video of one of these. Laura, can we play these? We're going to put it. If you're watching YouTube right now, you can enjoy. This is what a house party looks like. And if you were throwing a party, how cool would it be to have a band?
The All-American Rejects.
You do house parties. You play bands, right? You play house parties.
We've played private parties before.
Yeah.
We play public fairs. We play festivals in the park.
Yeah, you play.
We play big concert venues. Sure. Yeah. We've opened for major touring acts. We've played on big stages and small. We've played at birthday parties, but this guy's got to have some juice to get us at his birthday party. These guys put together $50,000 of their own money.
Yep.
Rented a bus, put a crew together.
Pretty cool.
So they can show up wherever you have a party to promote this new album and play
which
for
is
you.
fantastic. All right, let's play a little bit of this, and we can chat about it. Do we have video here? Yeah, we do. Here we go. All American Rejects performing. I think this is in house party in Columbia. Where's Columbia at?
Missouri. Just like they've just been popping up around the Midwest.
Missouri. We call it Missouri. All right, here we go. All American Rejects. They look the exact same. You know the key to not getting old? Just stay thin.
It is. It is.
They just look exactly the same.
Avoid the gluten. Avoid the carbs.
Sugar.
Yeah. White bread. Mr. Big Hit. That's the one I know.
There you go. It's pretty cool. I think it's a good idea.
Well, he just pointed at his ear, right? I'm watching the video with you guys. You guys watch at home, you can see what we're talking about. So it's a band on stage. They've probably got 500-600 people in this crowd.
Sure.
So it's a good sized party.
House party.
When he points at his ear, it means he's got an in-ear monitor. He's got a stage. He's got a sound technician. Mm-hmm. So they're bringing a full-on crew. They're not just showing up with their amps in the back of a van and plugging in where.
It's pretty. It's
stripped down.
It's like guerrilla style.
Yeah, it is. It's wonderful.
Police nearly shut down one of their shows, but they talked to the band. The band said, "Hey, can we just finish this up? We're doing it. We're doing it for free. People are loving it." This was in Minneapolis. They did a bowling alley in Minneapolis. They did a barn in Iowa, and
Iowa they call it.
And the police said, "All right, you can finish. It's cool. It's a cool thing you're doing, which is really cool."
Good for them, man.
There are other people who also do this. There's a couple famous actors who will occasionally just show up unannounced at places. Tom Hanks is one of them. I see a lot of stories where Tom Hanks pops up in the background of wedding photos.
I've seen that. I've seen this. Yeah.
Have you seen these?
Yeah.
Very nice if he's at a venue or something and somebody's getting married.
Will Ferrell's done this a few times.
Will Ferrell's done this. Bill Murray's super famous for it because he's just an odd guy.
Yes.
I saw a video of Bill Murray. In fact, he was even on CBS. They asked him about crashing parties and weddings on CBS. This is Bill Murray talking to CBS about it.
You just look and you go, oh my God, there's two people that are in love, really in love. And there's a difference. There's people that are getting married and there's people that are in love. Those people were in love. And it's extraordinary just to get in the space of them.
But that's got to feel good to be the guy who, when he shows up,
it's kind of fun.
It's exciting and happy.
Yeah, it's fun to drop in like that, and at the same, but you don't want it to change the event. You don't want to change it and you don't want it to be about you. It's just sort of fun to jump on those things every once in a while.
Can you imagine? That'd be a really fun thing. If you were, there's a lot of downsides, I would imagine, if you were a super famous celebrity.
Yeah.
But one of the fun ones would be that you could just show up and you could go anywhere. People are happy to see you.
Who's going to turn you away?
Who's going to turn Bill Murray away? Nobody.
I was thinking about that as he was talking. Can you imagine though if you get the one guy who doesn't recognize Bill Murray? Because Bill Murray, if you know Bill Murray, maybe you remember from Saturday Night Live, maybe you remember from Stripes or Groundhog Day or whatever, or his famous movies, right?
Caddyshack. I can't imagine there's a single guy who doesn't know Bill Murray.
Bill Murray today doesn't look like the Bill Murray that's maybe it's Uncle Charlie.
No, I think
who thinks he's in charge, right? And maybe he is in charge. You imagine somebody walking up to Bill Murray and saying, "I'm sorry, are you here with the
Can I ask you
the bride
honestly?
or the groom?"
I cannot imagine somebody not recognizing Bill Murray. But Laura, do you know who Bill Murray is?
Yeah.
Would you recognize him?
Yes.
Andrew, do you know who Bill Murray is?
Yes.
Would you recognize him?
Probably.
But let me ask you this: you've heard the old expression, seeing somebody out of their normal sense,
sure.
right? You don't expect to see Bill Murray at Uncle Tony's wedding,
or just
right?
a house party. He showed up at a house party. A couple years ago,
right?
he showed up
now
at a house
it's just
party.
Some 75-year-old guy drinking with a bunch of college kids. And you're like, wait a minute, what are you doing? What are you doing here?
That'd also just be, even if you didn't recognize him, which again, I actually don't.
You're cool. You would think that's cool.
No,
Imagine you're at
no.
a wedding, though, and some guy in a golf shirt is drinking at the bar, hanging out, chatting up the families.
It's Bill Murray, though?
It's Bill Murray.
Yeah, but I know it's Bill Murray, so I can't even imagine a scenario. I don't know it's Bill Murray.
Maybe I'm crazy.
I guess it's possible. I'll tell you what. He's at a blind wedding.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
at a wedding where the bride and the groom are blind, and they come from a blind community, and nobody knows.
I still feel like his voice is recognizable.
I think so, as long as he doesn't talk.
I think you're right. He'd walk into the room, and everybody would just kind of look around. Actually, they wouldn't do that, but they would just they would
lean
listen.
their head because
their senses. They have an extra sense that kicks in.
They really do. Yeah,
and they're very,
sharp
very
and heightened. Yeah.
They can hear better, and
Yeah.
they go, Caddyshack.
Yeah.
I know that voice.
I know that footfall.
I was thinking maybe getting out of a whiskey shower. I don't know. I mean, maybe gin and tonic. Who knows? There's plenty of time. Let's see what you got.
You could show up to a blind wedding and pretend to be Bill Murray.
Wouldn't that be horrible thing to do, though?
No, it wouldn't be great. You'd make their day.
Pose for photo? No, you wouldn't pose for photos if they don't have a photo booth at the blind wedding. That's awful. Why did I go there?
Save on the photographer.
Why did I go there?
Louise, you guys are sick. I'm glad I didn't say
man.
it. That's awful. Horrible thing you guys are thinking.
Well, good for you, All-American Rejects.
I saw a story one time, Bill Murray, and I saw the video actually. It was like floating around on X or something. But he showed up at a house party for somebody who's having a house party. His son is a coach. I don't know where his son coaches now, but his son is a college basketball coach.
Okay.
And jumped around from town to town.
Sure, that's what you're doing when you're coaching.
He's got 6 sons, by the way, Bill Murray. This is a man who makes men.
Wow.
And he went to this this house party of young people. I don't think they were college, just young people in the town where his son was coaching. I think it might have been Baylor. Was he coaching at Baylor?
His son's coaching at UConn now.
He coaches UConn now, but in the early days, he was smaller colleges.
Okay.
So he's in this tiny little town, and Bill Murray just shows up at the house party. He goes into the kitchen, and he starts doing their dishes, cleaning up, which is such a Bill Murray thing to do.
That's such a Bill Murray thing to do.
But to your point, even if you didn't recognize him, you're just like, all right, this old man's doing dishes.
That's weird, but okay. Thanks for helping.
We'll take it. All right, we have a lot more coming up. You're not going to want to miss a second of it. I promise. You're going to have a ton of fun. And if you're not watching on the webcam, you absolutely should be watching on the webcam because it's a lot of fun. People seem to enjoy it. All right, we'll be right back.
The John Curley Show.
They call him Reggie Smiley Wilson. How many years did you drive a Metro bus?
36 years.
You were the guy that had a smile sign. When people came on, you say smile, you do jokes.
That bus is reality. And everybody needs to know that, hey, man, my reality is no different from yours because I got to eat, I got to sleep, and I got to work. And I think we all want to do it a better way.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube, weekdays 3 to 7, and download the KIRO Newsradio app.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. I'm here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn of None Better Tax Resolution. Greg, people often think about the financial obligations when they owe money to the IRS and it's crushing them, but it's also crushing their spirit.
You know, it does. And folks, look, I know when you are in a place where you're owing money or you know you haven't filed, it starts building that emotional pressure on you.
And I imagine for a lot of folks, the fear of getting called at work or having other people find out about what they owe is just adding to the stress.
Everything, I think, adds to the stress. And I just want everyone to know, too, that we're non-judgmental. And the most difficult thing you might have is picking up that phone and calling for someone to help you.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, you have to call Greg Nunn of None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month, but What I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Ivers has opened its new Clam Digger Cafe on Pier 54 in the new Seattle Waterfront Park. Order off the menu, featuring new shareables like pretzel and beer cheese bites, crab and shrimp empanadas, a fried clam po' boy, or Ivers margarita prawns. You can still get Ivers favorites, including fish and chips, calamari, Seattle's favorite clam chowder, grilled salmon, or halibut. Try Ivers' new Clam Digger Cafe on Pier 54. Details at ivers.com.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Progressive knows road trips without your pet can be tough.
Hi, this is Next Stop Dog Boarding.
Hi, it's Scott again. How's Squeaks doing? You can tell if he's stressed by his eyebrows. Oh, and his breathing should sound like this.
Scott, Squeaks is exactly the same as last time you called.
Okay, let's talk in 20 to see if anything's changed.
With Progressive, your pet is covered up to $1,000 in vet bills in case of a car accident. So next time, you can take your pet with you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
Time is running out to save during our preseason AC sale happening now at Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Don't miss your chance to save 10% on a new air conditioner, heat pump, or ductless system to keep your home cool all summer long. Join thousands of satisfied customers and put your trust in the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest year after year. Hurry and call Bob's for your free AC estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Jim Singletary here, Chief Roof Nerd at RoofSmart, where we're not afraid to tell you no. Looking for a roofing company that'll do cheap, fast work and just cover up the problem? No, that's not us. Want a quick quote without a real inspection? Nope. Just want a price without knowing your options? Not happening. Look, we don't want to tell you no, but if saying yes means cut corners, bad results, or wasted money, we won't do it. Period. And here's the deal. Seattle gets 150 rainy days a year. That's not wait and see weather, it's call RoofSmart now weather. We say no to leaky roofs, sloppy work, and bad estimates, and yes to thorough inspections, accurate quotes, and top quality work that actually lasts. So if you want an honest roofer who's not afraid to say no to bad work, call RoofSmart today at 206-487-4877 or visit GetRoofSmart.com. That's 206-487-4877 or GetRoofSmart.com.
From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens has given me back clear vision. They've performed over 80,000 successful lens replacement surgeries. At Sharp Vision, you'll get the best price combined with the best experience. Sharp-vision.com. That's sharp with an E, -vision.com.
You know that cartoon of the three-eyed fish swimming in polluted water next to a nuclear power plant?
Yeah, classic.
I used to think that was real, but I just learned that nuclear energy waste isn't some glowing green goo. It's actually used fuel rods from nuclear reactors that made electricity.
Wait, so no barrels of leaking sludge?
No, solid used fuel rods are safely stored at all the nuclear power plants in the U.S., including the one in Richland.
So the cartoon fish isn't real?
Not even close. Learn the facts about nuclear energy and used fuel at energy-northwest.com.
Welcome back to the show. A lot of people have strong opinions about Bill Murray stopping at parties. Reading on the chat line. People do like Bill Murray. He's universally beloved.
Yes.
Although we do have somebody here who said his name is Stanley. He's commenting on the live YouTube chat thing that's going on right now.
Okay.
He says, my mom doesn't like Bill Murray. She would ask him what he's doing there if he showed up at her one of her weddings
Right,
or one of her
I don't care
parties.
who you are. They spent a lot of money on this.
That's right. Not very nice.
Dinner was $120 a person.
Exactly. I'd welcome him with open arms.
I would.
I wouldn't make him the star of the show, but he's going to draw a lot of
He wouldn't
attention.
want to be the star.
I know
That's the
he
whole
would.
thing.
No,
man.
he's humble. He's a sweet man.
And I've seen Hanks do it. I've seen so many big celebrities. What a great. Did you ever crash a wedding?
Have I ever crashed a wedding?
Yeah.
I haven't. No.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Is it pretty great?
It's great.
Are you kind of nervous the whole time? Is it fun because you might get caught?
No. Well, yes. It was when Melissa and I were very newly married
Mm-hmm.
and didn't have much money, and we were at a hotel and there was a wedding going on.
You said, let's pop on
Let's
down.
pop in down. Yeah, let's go blend. Let's go.
Open bar.
You bet.
Who'd you pretend to know, bride or groom?
We did both from
did
various.
you?
Yeah, who are you here with? Oh, we're from Uncle Tony's. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah.
Did you actually talk with people?
Yeah, sure. How could you not? You gotta. We didn't seek them out, but we didn't hide.
I think people actually like that. I think there's a fun. It's like it's a compliment in a way because people are wanting to be at your event. It's not just the free food and the booze, although it's mostly that.
It's the love, right? It's what Bill Murray was saying. It's two people who are genuinely in love.
People want to be close to love. That's why
Right.
people love going to weddings. I love going to a wedding. It's great. A lot of fun. Speaking of weddings, this is amazing. Good segue, by the way, Spike. Bill Belichick. He's tying the knot again. He's getting married to that 24-year-old Jordan Hudson.
Don't say that 24-year-old. That
I'm
just
sorry.
seems so dismissive
He's getting
of their
married.
love.
Right?
Right?
This is alleged. This is according to TMZ, and then multiple different websites have also picked up on this. And New York Times reported on it as well.
So there might be something to it. Is that what you're saying?
He apparently is engaged, according to New York Times, to Jordan Hudson. Again, she's 24 and he's 73. And the clever way that he kind of announced it is that he has a boat called 8 Rings because he's won 8 Super Bowls. And somebody went over there on his team and they put another ring on it, 1 + 8 rings, to signify he's about to have
Got another ring coming.
Yeah,
Wow.
But this one's going to be, a wedding ring, not a Super Bowl ring. What do you think of that? Good idea? Bad idea? What do you guys think?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, you see. Oh, yeah, on YouTube right now, if you're watching live, that's the 8 ring, 1 + 8. Is that what it means? Like 1 + 8 ring, right?
Yeah.
So that would be 9 rings.
They even added an extra ring.
They even add an extra, like, physical-looking ring to the. What do you think of that, Laura? Do you think it's a good idea? 74, 73, 24.
I would like to know who proposed to who.
That's a great
That's
question.
my question.
Do you think that it's possible that she proposed to him?
Sure, it's possible. The girl's clearly got courage.
Modern woman.
Confidence.
She does seem to be kind of in charge. When you watch footage of them, when you see, that whole CBS debacle that recently happened where they were giving an interview and they wanted to talk about a topic and she's off camera.
Jordan was a constant presence during our interview.
You have Jordan right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is.
She's just hanging off to the side, off camera, PR person, just telling them what they're talking
watching
about.
every word and every question, placing the interview. And we talked about this when that tape first surfaced.
Yeah.
He was there to talk about his book and about his coaching.
Yeah.
And that guy who was interviewing him was trying to stray afield to get some juice on their
the gossipy stuff.
March, December romance. And we're not talking about that. She locked it down. I give her credit for that. She kept the guy on task. Because an interview about...
That's a good wife.
An
That
interview
might be a
about
real
Bill,
good wife.
yeah, an interview about their relationship ain't helping him sell books.
Yeah. Although...
I bet she asked him.
It did create a viral moment.
It did.
Which now is, everybody's talking about it. That's a good thing. There's no such thing as bad press.
You think he'll take her name? Bill Hudson?
That would be
right.
So great.
There's your sign. Who's
Hudson.
Sure, Bill Hudson.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe a hyphen. Bill Belichick Hudson.
Okay, honest question
BBH.
for both of you, really fast. I know we're gotta go.
Sure.
Who is better? Who's this better for? Who does this work out better for, relationship wise? Like, who's this better for in the long run? Her. Okay.
Yeah.
I think for him.
You think it's better for him?
Do you know how expensive caregiving is in your elder years?
That's also a great point.
Just saying.
You're right. That's a great point. There's a lot of things he's not going to be able to reach very soon that she can.
There's things now he can't reach that she can.
Excellent point. All right. I think Laura wins that one. Absolutely.
Well played, Laura.
Well
played. You've got a heart the size of Texas.
Well played.
You really do.
And she's got a ring the size of Texas, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yep. He knows how to buy
It's
big
not
rings.
without certain
Boom.
benefits for her as
There
well.
There you go.
All right. A lot coming up. We're going to talk to a guy next. He's a listener to the show. He's going on a world adventure on his boat. He's about to set sail. We thought it'd be fun to talk with him and just find out what he's doing and how he's
Fan of the
preparing
show
for
is
it.
going to be a world traveler and our correspondent
He's going to go
to
and
adventure.
spread the word of our show around
There
the
you
world.
go. To Island
With
Nation.
his-
That
with his
native
chihuahua.
Right.
All right, we'll talk to him when we get back. Stick around. Oh, you can watch it on YouTube. He'll be live with us, hopefully on his boat with his cute little puppy. So we'll be right back.
So I formed Davis Law Group about 30 years ago, and I would get, the same questions from people about what to do in the case of an accident. Do you need a lawyer? To the point where I decided that I would at least write a book which would answer the common questions that I would receive as a lawyer. Once I wrote my first book, it proved to be hugely popular. I decided to write then a series of books in different accident cases so that we could really teach people about their rights, how to protect them, and how to decide on whether they need a lawyer and what lawyer to hire. I've found in my career that having a client that is educated and knowledgeable about their particular type of case really helps the client and also usually ends up making the case or the claim more successful. To get your free copy of any of my Washington accident books, visit WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-859-6688. 800-859-6688. 800-859-6688.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Join in on the conversation by sending a text to 888-973-5476. That's 888-973-KIRO.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
I've never had any complaints about my performance in the bedroom. But after turning 40, I noticed my libido just wasn't what it used to be. That's when I reached out to Revive Health. Their team knew exactly what I needed, which is why today, my wife and I are both more satisfied than ever.
If you're ready to book your free T-check, text BOOST to 65555 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com to schedule your appointment. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies. Text help for help. Text stop to cancel. See privacy policy at ReviveMen'sHealth.com/privacy for info on how opt-in info will be used. And terms and conditions at ReviveMen'sHealth.com/terms of use for terms of short code service.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS
CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The Pentagon says President Trump is getting that present of a Boeing 747 from Qatar, despite concerns about ethics and security. CBS's Weijia Jiang on today's announcement.
The chief spokesperson sent out a statement confirming that the Pentagon has accepted what the administration has long called a gift from Qatar. And he also added that the Department of Defense will work to ensure proper security measures and functional mission requirements are considered for an aircraft used to transport the President of the United States.
The plane is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. The South African president was at the White House today, where he was confronted by Trump with baseless claims of the systemic killing of white farmers in that country. Trump alluded to Elon Musk, who is from South Africa.
I have other friends in South Africa. I have people that left. One in particular that says you can't go there. He said they want to take your land, and they kill you.
The BBC's Pumza Filani in Johannesburg with the South African government's defense.
Not only are there not land grabs, but black and white South Africans are living largely harmoniously in the country, that the issue of the white genocide is non-existent.
South Africa's president says he hoped to set the record straight and also talk about investment. Iran has confirmed more nuclear talks with the U.S. set for this Friday in Rome. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said today he's open to a temporary ceasefire in Gaza. The Justice Department is canceling police reform settlements reached in Minneapolis and Louisville after the killings of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. The mayor of Louisville says they'll move forward with reform regardless.
The goals for reform, the objectives for improvement are exactly the same as they were. It will just be a different process.
The administration also said it will retract the findings of other Justice Department investigations into 6 additional police departments that the Biden administration accused of civil rights violations. After days of severe weather across the nation, parts of New England are bracing for a nor'easter, weather more commonly associated with fall and winter rather than spring. On Wall Street, stocks finished much lower today. Business reporter Jason Brooks.
Long-term interest rates surged higher, with investors concerned that Congress will pass a budget bill adding to the U.S. deficit, and that weighed heavily on the market, with stocks tumbling lower.
The vote on the president's budget bill is expected tonight. The Dow finished off 816 points. The S&P 500 was down more than 0.5%. This is CBS News.
A word from Progressive Insurance. Life can be hard, so Progressive can make bundling your home and auto easy. Hope that helps. Learn more at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Coming up, a days-long cold case investigation ends in Tacoma. But first we go to the Beacon Plumbing traffic desk, and you're finding some brake lights right now on westbound I-90 approaching North Bend. This is all due to road work. Cleared a couple of crashes on the freeways, including in Everett on southbound I-5 approaching SR 526. And we've also cleared that wreck in Canyon Park. That was at southbound 405 at SR 527. Still seeing some residual backups in those areas. Rest of the map, pretty much average for this time of day. 35 minutes from Linwood to Seattle. About a 45-minute drive up north into Everett from Seattle or Bellevue. Tacoma to Olympia, wide open. Bellevue to Renton, under 30 minutes. And lake bridges are also wide open. For all of your heating, electrical, septic, and mechanical needs, stop freaking. Call Beacon.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. That cold case investigation in Tacoma we've been following all this week is now over. We can confirm it was a tip in the case of 2-year-old Tika Lewis, who went missing in 1999. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
In spite of taking bag after bag of evidence from this backyard, after bringing in cadaver dogs and x-raying the ground, in the end, police say they found nothing of evidentiary value. Shelby Boyd with Tacoma Police says that is simply the nature of cold case investigations.
Some end in, a successful apprehension, and some end like today.
This doesn't mean the Tika Lewis cold case investigation is over. They're hoping media coverage of this event might jog someone's memory, and maybe they will get more tips. In Tacoma, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
An immigration raid at a Kent factory ends with 17 workers arrested. ICE says they were targeting workers at Eagle Beverages. They're accused of using fraudulent documents to get hired. The raid is the second of its kind in our state in recent weeks. Republicans are criticizing that $78 billion operating budget Governor Ferguson signed this week. Washington State Republican Representative Jim Walsh tells the Jason Ranch Show on KTTH.
It's a mistake. I think the tax increases are not necessary.
Budget relies on about $9 billion in new taxes. The governor calls it a balanced approach.
I do not think a $16 billion cuts budget was feasible, to put it mildly.
Taxes will go up for businesses and wealthy individuals. Sound Transit marked a milestone this morning when a light rail train crossed the I-90 floating bridge. KIRO Newsradio's Chris Sullivan has more.
A bunch of people saw it today for about an hour and a half. It worked its way from Mercer Island over to Judkins Park, working westbound across the lake. It was being towed because they're in the process of doing clearance testing.
Service across the lake should open early next year. The project is 5 years behind schedule and well over budget. Now to your forecast now, brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. For this afternoon, a mix of clouds and sunshine. Tomorrow morning, a few sprinkles are in the forecast, but then we dry out just in time for the Memorial Day weekend holiday. Upper 60s Friday, 70s Saturday and Sunday. Right now, 58 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome to the show. 2 hours down, 1 to go. The show goes so fast. So fast. I can't even believe it.
Good sign.
It's a good sign.
Yeah,
it's a real good sign.
People are having fun.
It's also a sad thing. People get really depressed. We get
Yeah.
notes every day at 2 o'clock. People send us notes and they say, we're so sad. We're so sad.
Just could you stay late, they say? No.
Stay longer. No. We asked John one time, we said, what do you think? We'll just do the first hour of your show. We'll make our show 4 hours.
He laughed.
Yeah.
Did he laugh?
He didn't want to do it. But it doesn't mean that this hour is going to be a sad one. We have a lot of great stuff to talk about.
We do.
Tons of great stuff to talk about.
Action,
We're going to get to all of
adventure.
that in a little bit. We have a guest. I'm really excited about this guest. This is cool. He's a listener to the show. His name is Chris. We were talking about this story the other day. There was a guy who kind of became a little bit famous on social media because he got a really bad diagnosis for an injury that could leave him in a bad way. So he decided
paralyzed for life if one good jolt.
Yep. And so he said, I'm going to cash in all my 401k, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to get a sailboat and I'm going to sail around with my cat.
Not going to wait anymore.
I'm not going to wait anymore to see nobody's promised tomorrow. Let's embrace today. And so one of our listeners reached out to us and said, I'm going to do this exact thing. He's not here. Is he not here? Okay, we're getting a nod that he's not here.
He's here, but we're just needing to test the connection a little bit.
All right, we'll test the connection.
Have him on in just a second.
Well, I'll give you a little more setup. He reached out to us and said, I'm actually doing this exact thing. Unlike the other guy who's got a cat, this guy has a Chihuahua. Same size animal, different breed.
Yeah,
it's a different.
Probably a more trustworthy deckhand.
A Chihuahua?
And a Chihuahua, yes. Cats can be so standoffish.
Yeah, cat's not going to do nothing for you.
You fall overboard. You're screaming for a life ring. You know a Chihuahua's going to throw it overboard to you.
You know what a cat would do?
Cat's going to look at you.
Cat would just
stretch in the sun, right? I'm napping.
Just stretch for you.
Yeah,
That's
you can't count on a cat.
You can't count on a cat. You heard it here first. That's from Spike. All right, we're still waiting on him. We'll back in with him in just a second. Hopefully we can get him on. Should be fun to talk to him. I'm just interested to talk with somebody who not only are you risking, whatever he's doing for career-wise to head off on a long adventure on a sailboat.
Maybe he's wound down. I got so many questions.
I don't know his age. I don't know nothing about him.
What kind of cushion have you put together? What kind of have you finished your work life and it's time for you to take that step to adventure?
Also,
or did you get a diagnosis?
The physical risk,
right,
of jumping in a boat. You're by yourself. You're out in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
I mean, last time I checked, the ocean's a big place. You could get lost.
You bet.
Are you an expert sailor?
I don't
know any of these
guy
things.
had less than a year experience sailing.
Yep.
Never even got in a boat before he decided to chuck it all and sail to Hawaii.
But this guy knows what he's doing. So we'll talk with him in a little bit. All right. We're going to move on to something else for just a moment. Sure. I saw the story. This is on mynorthwest.com. You and I were actually talking about this before the show started.
Yeah.
And we thought this was really interesting. Also kind of unbelievable. The median price of a house. Everyone knows houses are expensive.
Oh yeah.
Real estate. It's a great thing if you can get into it. Quickest way to make good money is to own real estate. It's a safe bet. It always seems to go up over time.
They're not making any more, my old man used to tell me.
My old man used to say that too.
Seriously?
Aren't our dads the same?
Wow.
We're not brothers, are we?
No. I don't know.
They had a lot of the same advice. Did
really
my
did.
dad have a secret family on the East Coast? He did travel a lot when I was a kid. Was he given? No, I don't think he did.
Remind me to tell you what happened to me this week about.
Did you find out your dad had a secret family?
I have concerns now.
Do you really?
There's a genuine concern.
All right. Well, we didn't plan on talking about
No,
this.
we didn't.
But
if you know, we can talk about.
we got
okay.
a minute. We got a minute.
We got
get into housing.
Houses are expensive in Seattle. I think we have. I'd rather talk
We're going to talk to the boat guy now that we found out your dad might have a secret family.
Well, it might not even be. It might be me.
You might. Wait a minute. You might be the other family.
I might. Well, no.
We'll come back to this next.
Yeah, because
we'll come back to this. Let's get to our guest.
I wasn't going to talk about this, but
let's get to our guest. When we come back, we'll find out about how your dad lied to you your entire life.
No.
Possibly, maybe lied.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. I'll show you a picture.
All right, Chris in Liberty Bay. I think he's going to be on camera too. I think we can see his face.
Great.
Chris, are you here? Are you finally here with us, Chris? Hello.
I am. Can
there
you hear
he
me
is.
well?
How long you been out to sea, Chris, so we can't get a good connection?
Well, right now, I've been living on the boat for a year, refitting it and getting it ready for this trip.
Chris, are you an experienced sailor? Is this something that you took to early in life, or is this a late in the game thing for you?
I started sailing when I was about 13 years old, so I have a sailing experience, but making a long passage like this and the trip that I'm taking will be a new experience.
So you reached out to us. We were detailing this story, kind of a viral story that everyone was talking about, this guy's going on sailing thing. Our audience just heard it, so I don't have to recap it. But you reached out to us. You said, I'm actually doing something really similar, but you're going with a Chihuahua. I think we actually have a picture that we're putting up of you right now on the YouTube page, on the live cam, if anybody wants to watch. That's your Chihuahua, who is named what? What's your dog's name?
Her name is Mary.
Mary, lovely. So
Mary.
Is it just you and Mary on the trip?
Yes.
How is this going to work out? What kind of preparations are you taking? I have a million questions. Where are you going, by the way?
From Paulsbo, I'll leave here, go out the Straits of Juan de Fuca, and then kind of make a southwest cut, get about 100 miles off the coast into the California current, and then ride the trades down as far as I can and cut over to Hawaii. I plan on going to Guam from there, and then after that, the whole world's open to me.
Wow. How do you prepare for something like this? I mean, what size boat are you sailing on, by the way? It's a sailboat.
I'm on a 30-foot Newport Mark II. It's a 1977 model, so it's a little older, but there's other boats out there that have made it. A guy just made it across the Atlantic in a 6-foot boat.
Are you nervous about this?
Oh yeah. I mean, I got to have respect for the sea. It's the most powerful thing on the planet, so you have to do this with complete respect.
What's the longest you've ever been out to sea?
Several months.
Oh, really?
Kidding. Okay, so you're an experienced seaman.
Yes. That's why I have respect for the sea. I've seen the damage it can do.
What did you do for a living? What was your career?
Oh, I've done many things. I was a truck driver for 8 years. I was a commercial truck driver and owned my own truck. Got out of that and went into the restaurant and hotel and restaurant industry and did that for 30 years.
No kidding.
I worked at some very high-end hotels and restaurants in the Spokane and Seattle area and just got tired of it all.
Hold on. You're saying there's a high-end hotel in Spokane? That's what you're telling me? I'm teasing, buddy.
Obviously, the Davenport. Spike.
I'm teasing. We give Spokane a hard time, but they're our little brother to the east. To the east. Mm-hmm. So, what was it? What was it that finally said to you, "I've got to take this moment and go on this this adventure and just change my life"?
Don't laugh, but COVID happened.
You got COVID, or you just? What do you mean?
No, I didn't get COVID, but the whole lockdown situation. I'm sitting at home. I was at a restaurant, so I couldn't work, and I'm sitting at home watching YouTube videos and stumbled across this guy solo sailing from San Francisco to Hawaii, and I was like, oh, my God, I remember. I know how to sail. I can do that. I'm going to do that.
Wow.
Yeah. And took everything that I owned, got rid of it, sold it, and ended up with the sailboat. I don't have a retirement fund or anything like that, so I'm down to my last few pennies, but I'm going to make this happen.
Did you sell your house? How did you pay for this?
Well, the sailboat was actually given to me by a gentleman down at Tacoma.
Sweet.
So I lucked out on that. So, and I've had to put some elbow grease into it, but other than that, I had about $9,000 in to outfit her, and now she's ready to go.
Did you feel during COVID? Did you feel like pretty isolated, just stuck in your apartment, waiting for whenever you were told that you could get back to life?
Yeah, exactly. I actually even had to do a pivot and change my work style. I actually went into the mini mart, and gas stations. I managed a couple of gas stations in Spokane about 11 months into the COVID.
And you were just trying.
COVID.
You were just trying to find, because at that point you're just trying to survive. You were in the restaurant industry, which was completely shut down, and so now you're just trying to figure it out.
Exactly.
So the sailboat, you're watching this video. Is this late at? I'm just trying to figure out what your mindset was at the time. Like, is it late at night? Are you drinking at this point? Are you just? And I'm honestly not making fun. I'm just like, that's a big life change to buy a sailboat and say, I'm just going to sail around the world and see where the wind takes me.
It is. Part of it is I've got disenamored with what's been happening in our society here in the U.S. and seeing all the different things that are changing and the whole corporate world, the whole corporate mentality that's taken over. And I'm just a lot of that is I'm tired of that.
What do you
I want to get away from it.
That's completely relatable. I think everybody understands that. What are you hoping happens? I mean, obviously you want to get to your destination, but it's ironic that you're saying that you were kind of stuck inside and you felt isolated. Now you're going to jump on a sailboat and be in the middle of nowhere by yourself.
The past year that I've been on the boat has been some of the most calm time that I've had personally, that inner calm in the past 15 years. So I'm going to find some calmness, probably find myself and be able to rejuvenate myself. And, if I make it around the world, I make it around the world. Great. But if I crash land somewhere, that might be my new home.
Chris, you said you're down to your last few pennies, right?
Yep.
Well, so you got to have some kind of a emergency cushion fund. How do you supply? How do you sustain life at sea for an undetermined amount of time?
Well, I've been able to store my food. I've got enough food on board the boat right now. I've been lardering away, so I've got enough right now for at least 3 months. Once I get to Hawaii, I'm a painter and an artist, so I can sell some of my paintings, and hopefully I can get a lot of inspiration while at sea. So I'll have that to fall back on. But I'm a very simple guy. I don't need a lot, and I'm happy this way.
Plus, you've got a skill set that really you can put that any place in the world and do what you do.
Yes, I think so. I play guitar and I'm a musician as well, so I have all sorts of things that I could do to make money.
Chris, what kind of painting do you do? Are you an oil painter? Are you watercolor?
Oil paints, acrylics, yes.
Can you do that is it possible to do that on a boat while you're sailing, or is it just is the movement of the water going to mess it up?
Oh, I would probably want a stable platform. That's why I'll take pictures and then I'll paint what I see and off of the pictures.
You know what you should do? I got an idea for you to how to monetize this whole thing. There's a guy, we told you about the guy, you know about the guy who's going out there doing this, gaining a huge social media following.
From Oregon.
From Oregon, yeah.
And you know how we hate Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, we're better in
There's
Oregon.
a healthy competition.
Healthy competition is a nice way to put that.
Are you pretty up to date on social media stuff? Could you jump into something like that and start some sort of a page that people can follow, and then you can,
I have started a Patreon page and a YouTube page, but I haven't dug into it, and I've got very few videos posted there. But once I get moving and actually start, it's been a lot of tedious stuff up until now. I want to video the sailing that I'm going to be doing.
Are you on X and Instagram?
Yes.
Good.
Because you're doing the hard part, sailing around the world alone. Getting a following, because people are going to want to keep track of what you're doing and live vicariously through your adventure.
Yeah.
Putting that out and making it available for people on multiple platforms, that's the easy part.
But you got to paint some pictures while you're out there. Even with the movement of the water, I do think there'd be some value. Yeah. People would be like, hey, I bought this painting. This guy's sailing around the world and I bought a painting of his. I do think that's a good idea. You could make a couple bucks doing that.
That's the plan as of right now.
Can I ask an uncomfortable question?
You know, if I can,
go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
Sure.
Man. Go ahead.
Finish yours first, Chris. Go ahead.
If I can utilize some of those social media platforms, I'd be more than happy. And my only problem is I wouldn't be able to upload and download like the guy from Oregon. He's got Starlink, and I'm just doing this bare bones.
I was about to ask, what can we do to help you stay connected to the world? Because that's also a safety feature too, right? Being able to call out for help, reach out.
What does Starlink cost a month?
I don't know.
It's got to be affordable.
Is there some equipment we could help you pick up, or?
I would need a whole Starlink package. Other than that, I'm self-sufficient with my solar power, my wind generator. I've got everything else to make everything work.
If we did somehow make that happen, we would need some sort of a check-in system where we could check in daily with you. We could get our daily
that would be
daily report of what's going on in the ocean.
We'd
see how
ask
you're doing.
We'd ask you to keep the content family friendly, of course.
Family friendly. You got to have clothes on.
Don't think it's too much to ask.
What kind of supplies do you bring? Are you bringing entertainment on board? Because you're going to have a lot of time out there.
Entertainment will be books. I've got my dog, of course, musicians. There will be another boat that will be probably within a couple of miles of me, so we'll be able to chat and check in with each other.
That's good
like a buddy boat? A buddy system?
That's nice.
Yeah.
That is nice. Do you have electricity out there? Are you going to be able to watch a movie?
Solar generator, you said, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got solar power. I've got 400 watts of solar power, and I got a 400-watt wind generator, and that powers everything on the boat.
There you go.
You taking any movies with you on a lonely night? You know, you want to watch a Caddyshack or something to lift your spirits?
Hadn't really planned on it.
You should. That would be my suggestion.
I'd avoid Tom Hanks' Castaway.
Just don't watch Castaway.
Don't watch
yeah. Although it's got a happy ending.
Captain Ron.
And helpful. Captain Ron's a great movie.
Captain Ron's great.
And there's helpful survival tips in Castaway. Should, God forbid, something.
Chris, are you I imagine you're not tied down to a person, right? It seems like you haven't mentioned a wife or anything that you're.
Brandy, she's a fine girl.
Yeah.
There you go. No, I'm not tied down to anyone at all.
Is it possible that you could find love on a journey like this? Are you hoping that that's possible?
I'm open to anything, I guess.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
I mean, you're a very interesting guy. You're willing to kind of cash your whole life in. You're going out. You're discovering the world, having fun.
Yeah.
I think he's an interesting guy. He's got a lot of interesting stuff that he does. He does art and music.
Love animals. That's a great trait to have. Man.
Absolutely.
I don't trust people who don't love animals.
So when do you leave, Chris? Last question. When are you leaving?
We're going to be leaving Paulsbo between the 1st and the 5th of this month. We have to make a stop in Port Hadlock for his boat. He needs some wood pieces, and then we're expecting to leave middle of July.
Gotcha.
That'll be our good weather window to catch the right winds and the right weather patterns.
What do they say to people? We wish you, when you're heading off on a sailing venture, you say, we wish you calm winds calm seas, and what is that saying?
Fair winds.
Fair winds and
calm seas. Is that right?
Calm sea. Yep, that's it.
Fair winds and calm seas. Have you heard this phrase before? It's in a movie, and see if you can pick it up. And the sea will grant each man new hope. Have you heard that? Do you know what that's from?
Was that Master and Commander?
No, it's not. That's an excellent guess, though.
Yeah.
No, it's the very last. It's like the last line that
Titanic?
Harrison Ford what's his face? Sean Connery in Hunt for Red October.
Hunt for October, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They credit it to Christopher Columbus. As it turns out, it was just made up. But it's a good line. It's a really good line. So I hope that the sea gives you hope, and I hope that you have a wonderful journey. And Laura, let's be in touch with him, and we'll see what we can do to help him stay in contact with us.
We know some people. We know some engineers around here would love to put something. We can figure something out. Yeah.
It'd be cool to just check in with him also, see what's going on.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it'd be awesome.
I think it'd be a fun plan.
All right, Chris. We appreciate your time. We do wish you all the best out there, and we'll check in. We'll check in soon.
Fair winds and calm seas, buddy.
There you go.
I appreciate you having me on the show. It was a pleasure.
All right, man. We appreciate you texting.
Give our best to Mary.
Yep, best to Mary.
Thank you.
Sweet little puppy. All right, that's Chris in Liberty Bay. That's crazy, man. Doing that. I mean, that is a adventurous spirit.
It's a dream come true for a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people sitting in cubicles today. Oh, they're just longing for the chance to do something like that.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta take advantage.
Live life, man.
Just do it. If you can do it, do it. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We got your text messages. We have another AI baby video to show you, which is just gonna put a smile on your face. You're gonna love it. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens.
KIRO Newsradio, winners of 3 2025 Regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Feature reporting, sports reporting, and overall excellence.
And we thank you. We are the Northwest leading news station because of you, inspiring us every day to deliver the local news and stories you care about.
KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
Watch and listen anywhere by downloading the KIRO Newsradio app, and always stay connected at mynorthwest.com.
G. Scott here with former Seahawk Doug Baldwin. Tell us about Nourishing Champions.
We know the benefits for young people in sports, but we often don't think about the barriers. And one of those barriers is having proper nutrition. So Nourishing Champions, in partnership with Champions of Change and Safeway, is an effort to address those barriers so that our student athletes have what they need to excel both on the field and in the classroom.
High schools can apply for grants up to $25,000 from Nourishing Champions. Learn more at championsofchangefoundation.org/Nourishing Champions.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on mynorthwest.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
Hey there, I'm Phil Briggs, Navy veteran and host of CBS Eye on Veterans weekly radio show and podcast. And over the years, I've loved sharing military stories with my neighbor Greg, a battle-tested former Army Ranger. He's a barbecue master and always welcomes us over. As it's Military Appreciation Month, Navy Federal Credit Union wants all active duty, veterans, and family to know that they're always eligible to join. Because at Navy Federal, our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Before taking your next flight, you'll need to be prepared. Start off with a visit to realidwa.com.
New ID requirements for travel are here.
There are multiple forms of ID you can use.
Whatever option you choose, make sure you have it with you before heading to the airport.
That way, you can travel stress-free.
Make sure you're prepared so you can relax and enjoy your flight.
Real ID has arrived.
Visit realidwa.com.
Every client we have will know that we see them as people, not criminals. Our clients will be heard. Our clients will be understood. They will be valued. They will be seen. Nobody should drink and drive. It's dangerous. We want to keep the streets safe. We want to keep our kids safe. The thing each of our clients gets to know from us is that they are not problem people. They're individuals who made a mistake.
DUI Heroes, your DUI defense specialist. DUIHeroes.com.
Hi, I'm Keith Dashafee, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. We're celebrating 100 years of Pella excellence with an offer as strong as our legacy. Get $100 off every window, $100 off every door, and enjoy 100 days with no interest and no payments. It's our way of saying thank you for letting us be a part of your homes for a century. Visit PellaPNW.com to schedule your free consultation today. Pella, 100 years strong.
Hey folks, John Curley here. One of the best home comfort inventions of recent time, mini split systems. Now you can enjoy efficient heating and cooling while saving energy and reducing utility bills with personalized room comfort. Call my friends at Home Comfort Alliance for a free consultation, and for a limited time, get 18 months same as cash financing on all qualified systems. For all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance. Visit homecomfortalliance.com. KIRO.com.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
Safety first comes with available financing at Bucky's Complete Auto. For oil changes, brakes, tune-ups, wiper blades, and factory maintenance, check the Bucky's near you at Bucky's.com.
KIRO News Radio. Breaking news.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granella with breaking news out of Everett, where a boat is sinking in Possession Sound. This is just off Howarth Park. Fire department says one person has been rescued, but they are now looking for 3 more. Police and the Coast Guard say they are helping with that search. We'll bring you more information as soon as we learn it. A military veteran from Pasco, whose Capitol riot case was erased by a presidential proclamation, has now been convicted on other charges. Here's KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay.
This week, Taylor Toronto was convicted of illegally having guns and ammunition in his van when he was arrested near former President Obama's home in Washington, D.C. A judge also found him guilty of recording himself making a hoax threat to bomb a government building in Maryland. Toronto was arrested in Obama's neighborhood on the same day in June 2023 that Trump posted on social media what he claimed was the former president's address. Investigators said they found 2 guns, about 500 rounds of ammo, and a machete in Toronto's van. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Washington is supporting a multi-state lawsuit challenging President Trump's tariffs. A dozen states are asking a federal judge to halt the tariffs. They argue the president overstepped his authority. Governor Bob Ferguson says our state is providing evidence of the impact.
The illegal tariffs could cost Washington companies an estimated $18 to $21 billion. That's a statistic from the Washington Council on International Trade.
U.S. Justice Department says that lawsuit should be dismissed. It argues the states are only speculating on the economic impact of tariffs. A Southwest Washington congresswoman is now shining a light on what she says is a persistent problem for drivers.
Overly bright headlights.
U.S. Representative Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez says it's a danger on the roadways. She told the House Transportation Committee she wants to work with them and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration to set standards for headlights
that retain visibility for drivers, but also reduce glare and increase safety for other drivers on the road.
Heather Bosch, KIRO News Radio.
Let's check the roadways now. It's brought to you by Kia of Everett from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. We have some road work that is slowing you down on westbound I-90 approaching North Bend. Other than that, we have cleared all of our earlier crashes, but starting to see the travel times build ahead of the rush. Right now, 45 minutes from Linwood to Seattle, slowing down right around Green Lake or so. Then approaching the U District, it starts to thicken up. Tacoma to Olympia, 38 minutes, seeing some traffic build around JBLM. Bellevue to Renton, just about a 30-minute drive, 50 minutes from Renton to Puyallup, and 50-plus minutes if you're heading into Everett from Seattle or Bellevue. For now, lake bridges are smooth. Kia of Everett is the simple, easy, fun way to buy or lease your new Kia. Visit KiaofEverett.com or stop by to learn more about the Putt for Savings events going on right now. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. For today, we are drying out after some morning rainfall. Mix of clouds and sunshine, some early morning rain expected tomorrow before we dry out just in time for the Memorial Day weekend. Right now, 59 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. We were going to read text messages, but Spike just showed me a picture that we have to share with the audience.
Yeah.
And I need to hear the story behind this. It's unbelievable. We're going to put this up if you're on YouTube right now. If you're not on YouTube right now, go to youtube.com, search KIRO News Radio. the Jake and Spike live page is going to come up. And what you're about to see, Spike, tell me what I'm looking at and why.
Okay,
and then give me the backstory.
Second backstory. Yeah.
Then it could give people a chance to get over there, and then we're going to see this picture, which is crazy.
So I'm sitting at home this weekend, Sunday afternoon, and I get a text from a really good friend of mine, a guy I've known for 30 years, a guy named Craig Gass, comedian.
Sure.
Was an intern for our radio show 30 years ago. Ends up spending time on the Howard Stern show for a couple of years as the in-house comedian. Great guy. He's back in my home neck of the woods.
Which is where?
Ocean City, Maryland.
Okay.
It's the beach town closest to Baltimore. And I spent 6 summers at the beach, living at the beach, tending bar at the beach. Loved that town. That's got relevance to the story. So my buddy Craig Gass texts me, and I'll read it verbatim. He goes, dude, said, I'm in Ocean City, Maryland. They had a big concert this weekend down in Ocean City, a big rock festival on the beach.
Sure.
Boardwalk Rocks. He goes, I saw a guy, and I'm like, question mark? I send back question mark? You saw a guy? And he sends me this picture. And we can put the picture up for you folks at home, watch it on YouTube. He sends me this picture of this guy.
Okay.
In Ocean City, Maryland, this last weekend.
Unbelievable.
And with the next text says, I think your mom might have kept some secrets from you.
Is this you?
And no, this is a guy that was in Ocean City, Maryland this weekend. As I'm sitting on a couch 3,300 miles away. And I wrote back, oh my goodness. And I'm like, he's even wearing tacky-ass Orioles shorts. This looks like me. And I wrote back to Craig. I said, ask this guy's mom if she ever made out or hooked up with the bartender at the Red Rooster Bar in Baltimore, which is where my dad used to work.
Didn't you guys own the bar?
No, that wasn't the bar we owned.
Okay.
My dad used to tend bar at a place. My biological. I was raised by my stepdad. My parents divorced early.
Oh, okay.
My parents divorced early. My dad was kind of a barfly, kind of a player.
Sure.
My bio dad, which big surprise there, right? And Craig laughs, sends back laughing emojis, and my next text is, how old would you say this guy is? And take a look at that picture. You can put.
Can you show the picture?
There's the guy. I don't know if you can split screen between me and this guy.
You guys look.
I mean, and I don't know if Laura, if you could zoom in on that guy's face.
Unbelievable.
I mean,
unbelievable.
Okay, so I mean this.
It really is remarkable. You guys look exactly alike.
That is scary. How much me and this guy look alike.
Close your eyes a little bit and smile. Like, you guys really do have the same head. It's like the exact same head.
Flat Irishman punched in the nose.
You both look like you used to be boxers, maybe.
Right?
I think you might. I'm honestly not even saying this as a joke. I think you guys might. I think you have a brother out
hold
there.
on. This is where it gets really scary for me. When I said to Craig, ask this guy's mom if she ever hooked up with the bartender at the Red Rooster. And then I looked at this guy and how old he is and said, ask this guy's mom if she ever hooked up with a bartender at the Brass Ball Saloon.
Oh, no.
Where I tended bar from 82 through 85 at the beach. Look at this. Put the guy's face up there,
put
Laura.
him up again, Laura. Just keep him up there.
Can
we keep the side-by-side of Spike and him up?
As a guy who, may have had a wild childhood, my young irresponsible days of being a bartender at a beach town for numerous summer after summer, where you met young ladies. And
wait a minute. Are you saying this might be your son?
This guy is not old enough to be my brother.
No, he's
not. I think if this guy's in his early 40s, I want to talk to his mom.
Is this? You think this could actually be your son?
Look at this guy.
Was there women that you
at the beach? You think?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what your morals were when you were a young man.
I was a bartender at a beach town with a fresh load of females every week.
Really?
Every week, a new batch of honeys would come to the beach, and I was a working bartender.
You
one
guys
of the
have
hottest beaches and bars on the beach.
Okay, so you guys have the same head. I think he has a younger look, though. You're all right. I don't think this is. I don't think he's the same age as you.
I don't think he's 60. He's not in his 60s. I am.
I bet you he's either a very young-looking mid-50s or he's an old-looking 38.
If he's anywhere between 40 and 45.
You think you could be his dad if he's 45 years old?
If he's 45 years old, that would put him in the beach. That would put him fathered in Ocean City, Maryland, in the summer.
We got to find this guy.
You guys even have the same gap between your teeth.
I know.
You do. Show me the teeth. Holy moly!
Right? I mean, I don't mean to take over the show here, but this, and trust me when I tell you this, we're making fun, and it's
I'm not
probably,
making fun.
It's
You have
probably
a
nothing.
kid out there.
Shut up. As a guy who lived in the '80s before things got scary, before unprotected sex was,
Before you
could be
worried about
life-
AIDS and
right,
stuff.
right.
Yeah.
We used to take some big chances,
Some risks.
right?
Not sailing around the world risk, but maybe having a baby.
Not sailing around with a Chihuahua risk, but sailing around the world with a Chihuahua won't have this guy show up 42, 45 years later. Your spitting image 3,300 miles away in the same part of town where you used to.
Here's what I want to
Johnny
say.
Appleseed the place.
Here's what I want to say, and I'm not being.
I know.
I'm not joking at all.
And
if the audience isn't seeing this picture, they should absolutely. We're playing it on live stream right now. Laura, put that picture back up. I don't want people to see me. I want them to see Spike and his son. This is your child. We got to find this guy.
As I look at this guy,
You got to go and find.
I got to tell you.
Tell me.
I mean, I can't look at this and not wonder. And maybe I'm wrong.
What's your heart telling you? Because I always wondered, like if you didn't like people who are reunited with their birth parents,
right?
Do they have
right.
Did you ever see the movie Lion?
Yes.
He knew it was his mom.
Yeah.
You see her across the way. When you look at this, now, real quick, close your eyes, and then I want you to open them in a second. Don't do it yet. Close your eyes. I want you to open a second and listen to your heart, Spike. When you look at this picture, I want you to listen to your heart. I want you to open your eyes and look at this guy. And I want you to say, and just to see how it sounds, say, give Daddy a hug. Close your eyes. Close your eyes,
little fella.
Come here, little guy.
Come on, we got some catching up to do.
Are you having like a really strong urge to play catch with him?
I'm hearing the cats in the cradle in the back of my head. Sure.
I think this is your son, and I'm not even joking.
I know
I'm
you're
joking
not.
a little bit
I know
because
you're
I'm
not.
uncomfortable because I'm watching you watch a guy who's clearly been raised without a. I don't know if he's raised without a father.
Look at what he's wearing. Zoom back out and show them shorts.
How do we find him?
Look at this guy. This guy's making horrible life choices. Clearly, this guy didn't have the benefit of. I mean, that's
socks. No socks.
I said to Craig, those shorts alone, we could be twins.
You know what?
I
He's a
wished.
young man.
Yeah.
He looks older than his age because he does. He has
The
gray
white
hair.
hair-
He has
white
white
hair
hair.
runs
How
in my
early did you
family.
gray?
My mom was stone cold white haired at 16.
Steve Martin type deal.
Yeah.
How
My mom
early
was.
did you gray?
Probably in my 30s. we dyed it yellow for a long time.
Spike, you're a new dad.
Shut up, man.
Your wife's gonna be very interested in this.
I know.
Does she know about this
No,
yet?
No. Craig sent me these texts on Sunday, and I kind of I forgot about it. When you and I said we could be brothers, I was reminded that I went back and looked at this picture.
I said we could be brothers as a
Right, as
joke.
a joke. I know.
Because we clearly don't look.
No.
This guy.
And he's too young to be my brother. Just saying.
Holy moly.
That's me at the beach.
But
Yeah.
who's who?
Oh my gosh.
Right?
This is wild. This is your son. This is your son.
I see
You gotta-
Quest Radio ahead of us.
Okay.
I'm gonna sell everything, get a boat, sail around the Cape.
Sail around the world with your son.
No.
Get to know him. Have a
I'm gonna
catch.
sail through the Panama Canal now that we own it again.
You've got to
sail up to Baltimore.
Okay, call your friend. We got to find this guy.
Yeah.
We got to get him on the show.
That's the thing. Craig was in town at this rock festival. I'm not sure if he got a name of this guy.
Well, how do we find this guy?
I got friends that do morning radio, afternoon radio in Baltimore, Maryland, at 98 Rock. I'm gonna send them this picture.
Can we do some sort of an AI situation where it
we're gonna bat
identifies
signal
his
this
face? We could just send him a picture of your face. Actually, they'll find him.
If he might be a kid of mine, let's send it to the Washington State or the Maryland State Patrol. They know this guy.
Oh, he's living a good
They
life.
know
Look,
this
he's
guy.
got that's a tie on a sun hat. He's worried
Yeah,
about
he
skin
is.
cancer.
Yeah, he
he's
is.
a
That's
he's a
true.
good kid. He was raised right.
Look at that little
Probably
fella.
by his mom.
Hey, little
'cause he has
fella.
no dad. Because you're here.
I didn't
guy.
know. Let me just say right now before we go to commercial, I know we're running late. I never ducked down on anything.
No. You would have raised him right.
I wouldn't have. Nobody ever said to me, hey, guess what? I never, and you wonder as a guy how you avoided that all those times. How did the stork miss me?
It was the 80s.
Right? Was.
I guess it didn't miss you.
Maybe not.
We're going to find this guy. Okay. I'm on a mission now to find this guy and reunite a father and son.
Okay.
We're not even joking. This is your son.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
I want to see a picture of his mom.
We have more coming back. I don't know how we can top that, but we'll be right back.
We have your texts.
It's not going to top your son. But we'll just send messages to your son out there. All right, we'll be right back.
We know finding a company to trust with your home is a big decision, and one we look forward to earning with incredible service, top quality products, and lifetime warranties. Adrian here, owner of Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Our windows are feature-rich with our sound package that reduces noise by 50%, clean glass technology, and added protection with our exclusive First Guard 3-layer security glass. Learn more about all of these features at lakewashingtonwindows.com. Lake Washington Windows and Doors, a name you can trust.
Hey, folks. Spike O'Neill here for Integrity Roofing and Construction. Homeowners, protect your biggest investment now. Avoid the summer rush. Give Integrity a call right now at 206 Tool Roof and book a free inspection of your home. Integrity is the award-winning family business you know, you trust. These guys do fantastic work. Complete in-house construction division, design division, on-site project management. Every process is easy. IntegrityRC.com is a website, IntegrityRC.com, or give them a call today at 206-202-ROOF, Integrity Roofing and Construction.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Granger who does the same. Granger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, it's John Curley. Longevity Medical Clinic has been helping people live longer, healthier lives for more than 25 years. I recently talked with Dr. Mixon about his approach to proactively focusing on prevention. Dr. Mixon, I first met you in 2009, and I went in there and I told you I wasn't feeling well, couldn't gain any muscle mass, couldn't sleep well, I was stressed out, and you looked at me and you said, yeah, I know what your problem is.
And all we did was we measured your values and we moved your values back to those of a nice, healthy 25-year-old man.
I have taken your blood work to my doctor, and he was shocked. He couldn't believe the depth in which you study my blood.
We need to draw a distinction between living a long time and getting old. And that's what longevity is all about, is we are here to do the measurements and help you fix those problems.
So get your free health analysis. Go to longevitymedicalclinic.com. That's longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Well, this week's First Mark Challenge victory goes to Brandy Cruz. Hey, Brandy, why? Why First Mark Insurance?
Service. I wondered for a second whether I was getting the VIP treatment, and I kind of asked, hey, is this what you do for everyone? And they're like, of course. The whole First Mark Challenge is meant to be personal, right? So it really is tailored and meant to be a personal experience for every single person. I will say I've just done whatever is the quickest and cheapest type of insurance, and I realized while I was doing it, wow, this is what it feels like to get insurance as a real adult. We had a million questions, and they walked us through every step of the process, and then they're working for you. So they're not working for insurance companies, they're working for you. To experience that level of service really shows you what the difference is with First Mark.
Brandy did it. My family did it. You got to do it. It's totally free. Take the First Mark Challenge. See how much money they can save you and how much better your coverage will get. Maybe you will be our next First Mark Challenge victory. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Why is K2 Vision RLE a permanent solution to glasses, contacts, and readers? How is it that you'll never develop a cataract after K2 Vision RLE? And how is RLE different from LASIK?
Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. We'll answer those questions and others when you join us for our free live webinar this Thursday at noon. Andy, what are some of the other questions you hear?
Well, how long is the procedure and recovery? Or who's a good candidate for RLE?
And we'll also answer, how much does RLE cost? Is there financing available? Does insurance pay for RLE?
Find out how K2 Vision RLE is the permanent solution to glasses, contacts, and readers.
And cataracts too.
Right, no more cataracts.
K2 Vision's free live webinar this Thursday at noon. Space will be limited, so register now at k2visionrle.com.
Join us at our free live webinar this Thursday at noon. Sign up at k2visionrle.com.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. Our local tax expert Greg Nunn wants taxpayers to know the IRS is now going after older cases very aggressively. If you received Form CP-504 from the IRS, do not ignore it. Be proactive and resolve your situation with Greg Nunn, N-U-N-N, None Better Tax Resolution.
Need a new roof but not in the budget? A new roof doesn't have to break the bank. Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. Right now, State Roofing and Exteriors is offering 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's 2 years with no payments while getting the protection your home deserves. But this offer won't last forever. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to get on our summer schedule now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know
come on, man.
Like you.
Nice. Come on.
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon.
Well, his picture back up. Put his picture. There he is. Oh my God.
Look at that. I'm not kidding, and I'm not just trying to shove people over to the YouTube, although we do want you there, and if you're there, give us a thumbs up and a like and all this stuff. Just go and look at this picture. Spike just found out that he has a long-lost son.
That's not what I found out.
Yes, you did.
That's not what I found out.
Yes, you did. Look at these two pictures. Spike's buddy's in Baltimore at a musical festival on the beach or something.
Ocean City, Maryland.
Ocean City,
Boardwalk
Maryland.
Rocks.
Boardwalk Rocks.
Yeah.
And he sees a guy. That's your neighborhood. That's where you grew up. That's where you bartended.
I spent a lot of summers there.
Yeah, a lot of summers.
I met a lot of ladies there.
A lot of loose summers.
A lot of summers. I had liquor. They wanted liquor.
Look at this guy. This is your son, and we have a side-by-side photo.
He's got better grooming habits than I do. I'll tell you that.
He's got you got a great head of hair still, but he's got a great head, luscious locks.
Yep.
So
we have the same ears. That's how you know. Look at the same
everything.
ears.
Look at your nose. You guys have the exact same nose. Look at the gap in your teeth. Same exact friendly gap in your teeth.
That's crazy.
Same forehead. Same everything. You both have that same beard.
That's bizarre.
It's almost like he's a super fan. If you were, it's almost like this guy's doing a Spike Con or something. He's dressed up as you. He's cosplaying as you.
Can we start a Spike Con? That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I've heard that you technically have up to 7 to 9 doppelgangers walking around in the world at any given time.
That hang in the same neighborhoods you hung out in.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Listen, if this guy was in Sweden or something, I wouldn't
Portugal,
necessarily think he's your son.
Never been to Portugal.
Yeah. Well, also he doesn't look Portuguese at all.
No.
He looks exactly like a white guy from Balmer.
White bread eating.
So we have a
mayonnaise
photo.
sandwich eating white mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is Wonder Bread.
White trash.
We have a photo up on the YouTube page right now. YouTube.com. Look up look up KIRO News Radio. Our show is going to pop up live. You only have a couple minutes left to do this. If you don't see it right now,
this is going to live forever.
If you don't see it now, you can watch the show in its entirety. Just scroll to the end on YouTube and you can find these pictures. It's unbelievable. It really is, because it's a side by side. You're both in dark shirts.
Yeah.
He's clearly much younger than you.
Yeah.
But he looks exactly like you.
Yeah, he does.
We should fly him out. Here's what we got to do.
Well,
we got to find him.
We got to find him.
We got to fly him out here.
Well, we got to talk to his mom.
Let's talk to him first and see if he's.
I don't know.
Because if he didn't have a dad,
if I don't know,
he's probably got a lot of issues.
True. Well, I don't know if he's got a dad, and
he may not have the right dad.
Right. I want to know what his mom's name is.
Would you know? Would you have remembered her name?
No, I want to see her face.
And not TMI, but how many women could there have possibly been without being braggadocious and without was there a girl you fell in love with maybe and it just didn't work out and you guys met under the boardwalk one time?
Yeah, there was a couple of those.
And you thought maybe this could be your wife someday and then she had to leave for the summer, after summer?
Yeah. And there was also a couple dozen that just happened to be there. And I wish I was being braggadocious. It was the 80s and I was a bartender on the beach.
Yeah,
with my own place.
This is your kid.
And they were leaving town every Saturday.
Sure.
And a fresh batch would come in every Sunday.
This is pretty crazy. This is pretty
such
crazy.
A dog right now.
Papa, can you hear me? Papa, can you see me?
Is this what your heart hears right now? Are you hearing this?
Can you find me in the night?
This poor Poor guy.
Barbara
What do you think his
Streisand's
name
mine
is?
too.
Let me ask you a question. You look at that guy right now. You look at him. You don't know his name. We don't know
I
his
don't
name.
know his name.
In your
I don't know
heart,
anything
what does your
about
heart
him.
tell you his name is? Is it Spike Jr.?
No.
No.
No, I'm actually James O'Neill. I'm James.
He could totally be.
Looks like a Jimmy. Looks like a little Jimmy, doesn't he?
What would you name him?
It's too late for that.
Here's a question. When you meet him, do you think he's going to let you rename him?
No. 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 You're a monster.
You got to take him to a ball game.
I
You got to do all the
Ball
stuff.
game. Yeah. First, M's are playing the O's this next week.
The O's.
Get him out here.
He probably sounds like
Right?
you too.
He probably
the
does.
O's.
Hey, yeah, I hear you got a guy on the radio named Spike. Is he around? Can I talk to him?
Papa?
Can we
See
get
my
him
papa?
get him on a horn?
I want to thank you for sharing this. I know this was hard to do. Thank you for sharing this.
Yeah. Okay, you're welcome.
I do think we should find this guy, and I do think, and we'll put all of our efforts into it. We got good efforts.
I'm serious. I got friends that do radio in Baltimore. They will love this.
Good.
They will
Let's
put
find
this out on the station.
We're gonna find him. We're gonna find him.
We'll put the
We're gonna
bat
reunite
signal
you
out
two.
for this guy.
It's been too long without a dad. We got to get this kid his dad. All right. Thank you guys for listening. Go check out the YouTube page. You can see this unbelievable photo of Spike and his long lost son. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye bye.
KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
A big story developing this morning.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
Get the latest live from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Huge impacts for Boeing and Boeing workers.
The office, the gym, anywhere.
Water, like taxes, goes all the way down to the bottom, so it'll either come out of the employee's paycheck or the lack of raise.
KIRO News Radio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.